Hello and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. Today we are continuing our playthrough of the Two-Headed Serpent, and you can get your own copy of this campaign from Chaosium.com. You can find all of our VODs collected over on the Chaosium YouTube channel, and we do stream live each week at 4 p.m. Pacific, courtesy of Daylight Savings. I think next week we go into, there's a bit of a wobble over in Europe, but I think we're a little stable for a short period at least. I thank you to Roll20 and to Sirenscape for being tools which we use to improve our games. And as we return to the session, our four heroes have scrambled up the side of a volcano, or flown. I was going to say majestically, that's not really the case, very quickly, and descended inside. There was a bit of a scramble where our two, I want to say, less combat savvy characters fought with a pair of serpent persons, but now everyone has joined back together and you are beginning to explore the facility. Most recently, you have found a chamber with these large, like, regeneration vats or something, and after Hubert, consumed by a bout of madness, plunges his hand inside it and turns around. Something has woken up inside one of them, a monstrous serpent person with its tongue lashing. It rises to its full height and prepares to kick the shit out of you. We'll run around the table and introduce ourselves, and then I'll try and kick the shit out of you. Why don't you begin?
No.
You have to.
Make me.
I can't.
Hi, I'm Art, and I am playing Lieutenant Ares Carter, who is a ex-military officer and dab hand with a gun that is currently pointed at the creature that is doing its little snake thing. I don't know why I did that. I just assumed that's a snake thing. Look, we're in what I can only describe as the snake people's version of a day spa. Ares is very excited to kill everything in this room and then find out just how warm those baths are.
Feeling a little dip coming on.
You can say that. Plunge, just a little plunge.
Just enough to wake you up. Fantastic. Next, Jackson.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I've made the mistake of wearing a shirt that strobes on camera, so apologies for that. And I'm playing Dr. Samuel Taylor Thompson, who is a doctor who's going to make sure everything is all right. And if it's not all right, he's going to fly you out of there, because we don't have time for that kind of negativity.
Would you consider everything all right so far?
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Use my mechanical repair skill to take out the serpent person we were fighting, because the fighting skills weren't getting it done.
Got to go back to the basics. Nothing wrong with the wrench.
That's what you got to remember about Call of Cthulhu is if it's not working, just try one. Just wedge one of your high skills in there, and it'll work itself out.
Very good advice, James.
Absolutely. I am James, and I am playing Hubert. I'm also very sad that we forgot to do the bit of introducing each other's characters this session, so we'll have to do it next time. Yeah, but regardless. So I am playing Hubert. I am a big man with a big heart, a dilettante of a prestigious size who uses his bulk to protect his friends. And I've got a cool new little lizard kind of nail thing happening. A little talon just to be a little bit spooky. And if you're going to be kicking the shit out of people, Dave, I would like to happily volunteer. I'm currently facing away from whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a bit of fun.
I reckon I might have a little kick. All right, fantastic.
Oh.
And last, Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm playing Wilhelmina St. Clair, who, yes, the fighting skills leave a little bit to be desired, but I did cut a lizard person in half at the spaceship, so there's always that.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to revisit the level of brutality there was there just briefly at some point, but for now, we're going down a mountain on the inside.
Are you feeling a dip yourself, like Lieutenant Carter, or are you, going to avoid the day spa?
Avoid the day spa. Thank you very much. The enthusiasm, I'm not sure where it's coming from, and it's a little bit lost on me.
That's very fair. All right, fantastic. So as we jump back into the session, Hubert, consumed by his madness, has led you all into one of the other chambers. He's paced across, and this is not as large a room as the other one, and dotted around it are several of these large, basically hot tubs. You can see there's like glass walls along the lower levels that you can see inside, and like thick viscous liquid that has a sort of like a gel casing along the top of it, which Hubert has broken when he plunged his arm inside. Over that short, like 15-second period, it was enough for his arm to heal somewhat. But where the rope burns were from his descent down into the facility, they have now like scaled over, and one of his nails is elongated and become sort of crooked and taloned. There's also something else inside some of these tubs, and one of them, disturbed by Hubert plunging his hand inside, has risen up behind him. It's serpentine, similar to a lot of the other, inner night members that you've seen so far, but it's more grotesque. It's significantly larger in a sort of a mutated sense. Its arms are sort of elongated. Its head, where the jaw like dislocates and opens, you can see a huge like yawning maw that goes down inside, and it has this really long tongue that drapes across the liquid, down the ground, curls around one of Hubert's ankles, and then suddenly whips across with a crack. We're going to go straight to initiative with everyone, but I just want to reiterate, this thing is quite large, and although it's still just waking up and blinking its eyes clear, it looks reasonably formidable, which we always love. If everyone wants to go ahead and roll a little dexterity for me, we'll jump straight in.
Fantastic. Rolling dex. Can you cut this one in half too, please, Alex? That'd be just great.
Oh no!
Oh no, hell yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Disregard that.
I succeeded, so at least we're good there.
Okay, so success. We have a hard success from Minnie. Did anyone get a regular? No extremes. Where are we for regulars?
I got one
Aries
regular.
and Hubert.
Aries, you. Actually, do you mind if I go first this time? I have a plan, and then might make it easier for you to shoot the thing.
Very good. I was gonna we're good. Yes.
Okay. If you got a better plan, I'm gonna try and yank it out of that pool.
Nope. My question was going to be to our wonderful keeper, in that I had said I had a gun out. Does that change my dexterity? But given that everything happened very quickly, I'm gonna assume no.
You are right. I think from this point on, you guys are preparing weapons and you have them raised, so you can take a bonus dice on your initiative. The flag of this is basically your first action has to be to shoot, but I don't think that's a risk, Carter. So go ahead and roll this with bonus dice.
I'll be like, you must shoot. I'm like,
you must apply gun to this situation. I go ahead and take a bonus dice, and we'll see how that fags out.
Oh,
well done.
Good.
I think that'll at least bring you to a hard, right?
Can I use luck on this to like? I don't think it matters all that much, but
you can.
So that would put me at hard then.
It may not.
Okay, perfect. So it's going to be Minnie and Carter first. Which of the two of you would like to open?
Carter is going to react faster, I think.
Okay. Carter, go ahead.
Just in general, I feel like that's...
So you said this thing's rising up?
This thing is like got two claws on the side of the tub. It's beginning to pull itself to its full height. The tongue is whipped out along the ground and snaked. This thing is at least 2 times the size of a traditional serpent person. You can see it looks as if it's been like mutated and, beginning to like grow larger and larger.
So what you're saying, Dave, is I have a relatively large target.
I absolutely
and I'm relatively close to said large target.
You are, however, Hubert is currently within the firing line and is effectively engaged with it as you went right over to it. But you still have those two will negate one another. Let me just see.
I'm also a relatively large obstruction, so I'm difficult to shoot
this
around.
This thing is actually so large, you will get a bonus dice just for its size. So you'll be rolling this with 1 bonus dice.
Oh no! All right, 3 shots.
Okay,
front of the face.
Gun time.
Shot number 1. Extreme success.
Okay, all right, sweet.
That is
Jesus
16
Christ, that's
damage.
A big number.
I don't think there is any point in rolling my bonus die on that one, so we'll just continue. Second shot. Success. So just a regular success on that one.
Yep.
For 7 damage. And then third shot, extreme success for...
Holy shit.
I rolled real low
yes,
on those
Aries.
extremes, I'm afraid. That I can do like 20 something. Yeah. So 13. So 16, 7, 13, so 36.
This thing, as it rises up to its full height,
Is dead?
is immense. It's large enough that it towers
Did it kill
over
it?
even Hubert. Its head grazes the ceiling as it pulls itself to its full
Yeah, I
height.
killed
Its
it.
long, cracking tongue winds along the ground like a massive, fleshy extra limb. It looks formidable, huge jaws of poison, and as it rises from the tub, Ares opens the door, levels their gun, and with 3 quick shots puts this fucker back in the ground. It is dead, and I will turn off the drums.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! Now,
Don't go
we'll play-
adventuring
there
without an Aries. Get
Yeah,
yourself an
exactly.
Aries, fam.
There
Hey,
are other tubs with more of these things, but it looks as though this one was disturbed by Hubert's entry. As you step forward, what I am going to ask for, as we're going to keep this dexterity mortar for just a moment, is a group
Thank you. This
luck
is the
check.
only time I've ever rolled good.
So whoever has the lowest luck, can you please make a luck roll for me?
Ooh,
46.
I just doubled my luck up to 57.
Oh, hey.
You're lower than me, Alex. I'm at 58. Also, can I ask a stylistic question about Ares firing? If you're doing the quick draw sort of fan the hammer in a Wild West setting, you get a good image of the firing style. What does it look like when Ares fires off a bunch of shots?
It would, because I don't have quick draw, so it's not quite the full like coat goes out thing, gun comes up. It is much more of a like they prepare, take a second. I'll for stylistic purposes, the eye that they like, one of their eyes, the one that they use to focus through the sight on the rifle, changes to that snake.
Hell
and then
yeah.
it is just they don't move. They go into like a sideways stance, they hold the gun out, and it's just 1, 2, 3 very quick succession with
Very
and like
cool.
their body. This gun should have a bit of recoil. They do not move. Like there is a slight as the gun goes off, but they are so practiced with this that they just know how to like relax the right muscles and take it in the right way that there is almost no recoil that they have to deal with, which is why they could shoot so many times in quick succession.
Hell yeah.
Yes. All right, the rules. Who has the lowest luck?
So I
presently?
think it's me at 46.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not me.
All right. In that case, Minnie, can you go ahead and give me a luck roll? Okay. All right. Coming around the corner as you come in, one of them
So
rises
Sam.
up and begins to slide towards Hubert. It is swiftly executed by Carter, but you can all see the other two ones are beginning to like there's shifting and stirring happening inside them. You could retreat, close the doors, and hope that they can't follow you, or you could take this opportunity to finish the job. They are going to be acting late. They're using a full round basically to remove themselves from the gel. Carter, that's your turn, and next, Minnie, you are going to be up for acting. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't like the idea of them following us through the dark. And also we just did see Ares
Kill
blow
this.
them the fuck away. So I guess I'll open fire.
Hell yes. All right. So you can head over to one of the. Do you like walk straight over on top of one of the tubs, lower a gun into it, and just fire a couple of shots to the gel?
Yeah.
Okay. You can go ahead and take 2
Although
bonus
can I
dice.
actually, if they're still in the gel, they're still in the tub, but they're stirring, I might ready a shot and basically as soon as there's like lizard head poking above the rim, just kind of fire one off.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because they're in the gel,
They
which
are.
heals them.
Mm-hmm. That is exactly true.
So yeah.
In that case, you are waiting and preparing for one of them to rise up and above. Next, Hubert, it will be your turn. What would you like to do?
Sure thing. So you said these things are big. Can I get a build on them?
They are build 4.
They are build 4. Okay. That still puts them a build above me, but it means that they are large enough that I can have a go at moving them.
Yeah.
I presume that as they are sort of getting out, we see these little tendrils kind of pull their way out of the spar. I'd like to walk over to one of them. Ideally, I'll pull out a small handkerchief from my pocket. Then, with the handkerchief wrapped around my hand, grab that little tendril, hold on tight and drag this thing out like a struggling squid.
Oh, hell yes, dude. All right, go ahead and give me a fighting brawl. Now, what is your build? You are build 2?
My build is 2. My pulp talent means that I am treated as being build 3. So
Awesome. So you'll have
combat
one
maneuver, I
penalty
should have a
dice.
penalty. One
That's
penalty
right.
die. That's right.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
I will oppose you with a little bit of
Sure.
a brawl. I'm going to give them a penalty dice, though, for this round because they're still kind of waking up and beginning to stir themselves into life.
Well, if we both got penalty dice, do we want to cancel it out, or do we just want to
roll
both roll with
penalties, see if we get any
All right,
fundies.
sure. Here we
Say
go.
in the biz.
Almost. Okay. You know what? I love this idea so bloody much. I'll give you 26 points of luck. I want to drag this.
Holy
thing out.
shit. Okay, all right. I'm going to roll my opposition. That's
Yep.
word. I'm just going to roll the same one twice. It's 51. That is a failure. And with the luck spent, Hubert, what's this from your perspective as well? Because you were the one that was like looming up behind you. You didn't even realize it was there yet. You're just shaking off your madness when Carter like lets out a couple of cracks to finish this thing.
I think that this is just. I'm still kind of panicked. It's more of a frustration, and it's just pull something, grab onto something, and hit it. I'm not going back in that tub. So it's a little bit like the clown pulling out the handkerchief, and it just keeps coming as I'm pulling out one tentacle, and it just keeps going until the entire thing just flops out of one of the tubs.
Hell yeah, dude. So as soon as one of the other ones rises, its head just breaching the surface, you reach down, grab it by, just underneath the neck and haul it out as it's still waking itself up. It's too slow to react and is slithered across the floor where it lies there, still dripping the sort of fluid that was encasing it. Meaning at this point, it has exited, and you can go ahead and make your shots if you wish.
Yes, please.
So
As soon as
you
it
will
flops
have-
onto the floor.
You'll have one bonus dice for its size. Hubert is within melee with it once more, so there'll be basically that counters the point blank range for it.
Yeah.
Does the thing come out like a
Nope.
magician's handkerchief?
Or it just
Yeah,
keeps
I think
on.
that's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah, it's
It just
really
keeps
long.
like flopping out onto the floor.
It's clowns. I said clown's handkerchief, not magician's handkerchief. It is a
Oh,
magician's.
you said that, and I
but
didn't
no,
hear you.
Clowns are
I
magical.
apologize.
Clowns
come
are
out of
magical.
cars.
Clowns are magical.
Magicians come out of handkerchiefs.
That's what you're thinking of.
Rabbits
Yeah,
come out
magicians
of
come out of
hats.
handkerchiefs.
Handkerchiefs. You're thinking of clowns coming out.
Or
Yeah.
or if you want to get like
you have
real
one
meta,
bonus dice.
magicians go into boxes of water when
Also
they
a failure.
duplicate themselves.
Oh yeah, that works. Might have a little what's that movie called?
I
forgotten that name.
can't believe I
The
haven't
Prestige.
played.
The Prestige.
It is
Thank you.
deeply disturbing, and I will never watch it again. It's an
so
amazing
good.
film.
It's such a good movie.
I can't believe I haven't played a professional magician in Call of Cthulhu before. That's
We've had
an idea
it.
for
We've
the
had
next
a
character.
I think one of us played one in a home game or something. If I remember. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Minnie, that is going to be a failure. Would you like to burn the luck for it? Or are you happy to sit on the lack of success?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So as Hubert hauls it bodily out of the liquid to let it slither along the ground, it is now just beginning to blink its eyes open. You can see like milky white eyes that are slowly beginning to focus on things around. Its mouth opens and the tongue sort of lolls across the ground. You try and get a shot off, but it's not enough to connect. And we now go to... That's their action, as they are going to be just before Dr. Sam, who has fumbled. The other one rises itself up and still, like, it breaks the surface and the tension holds for a while before piercing and sloughing down its front. Its mouth opens again and lets loose this huge whip-like tongue. The second one is laid sprawled across the ground. It begins to pull itself up. But that's going to be both of their turns as they kind of wake up and become cognizant. Sam, it's going to be you now. What would you like to do?
Oh no, I wasn't expecting that amount of responsibility so early. Look, am I still out in the hallway? I'm looking at the
Yeah,
map
it's sort of
now.
like in between. Yep.
I'm inclined to stay back there for one. That's part one of my plan is not move. I mean, I could get my rifle out and have aim a shot if there's space in
bit
the
of gun.
doorway. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not inclined to make the situation worse.
Okay, so you're going
Which
to
is not a
aim.
very heroic thing to do, and I apologize to the viewers, but
I think Sam and I
wanna
might be
live.
done with the heroics for the day, possibly.
We've had
That's right.
enough. Okay, so you're going
We've
to
tried.
functionally aim and kind of skip an ear out?
I think so.
Okay, Sam, can I get you to make a Spot hidden or medicine roll, your choice.
Oh, well, that's not a bad idea. I'm pretty sure my medicine's higher than spot hidden, but I got to find it on my sheet.
The
Oh,
spot
that's right. It's
hidden's-
like the alphabet.
Yeah.
72.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god, dude.
So I've fumbled 2 rolls. The only 2 rolls I've made this session. What's my prize?
I am going to ask you to make a sanity roll for me, please.
Nope, that's fair.
Now, as
Yeah.
you see the first one, you'll still get the information, but you're going to get the sanity roll for this. The first one that was shot by Carter, its head basically fully blown backwards, its jaw exploded, and the skull cracked open. As it fell back into the pit, you can see it beginning to bubble and froth around it, and the actual brain is beginning to push out with long tendrils that sort of like wrap around the exterior. It is healing in some form, although it is, grotesque and not fully taking the shape of what it previously was. And you can see it beginning to shift and change underneath the surface. Go ahead and give us that sanity roll, please, and thank you. Okay,
it's
just
fine.
a point, but enough to, possibly shake your confidence a little bit. All right, that is their turns. It's going to go back to the top with Carter. What would you like to do?
So the one that I killed is frothing.
There's a little bit of a bubble.
Oh dear. And there's another one that Hubert just.
So one of them is outside of the vats, but Hubert is functionally engaged with it in melee. Another one is standing up in one of the vats, and Hubert is away from it. It is independent.
Oh, so we have both of them have great. Then I guess the one that's standing up, not engaged with anyone, is going to take another 3 rapid shots to the head.
Time. Go ahead and give me.
bonk, bonk.
This time you'll have 2 bonus dice on each of these shots.
Good. Love a bit of that. All right.
Dooly.
Shot 1. Let's do a quick.
Genuinely
Second.
You're reloading.
48. Yeah, I can do this 2 rounds and then I need to reload. Or I get out my knife and I start slicing and dicing. So that one is
a
a.
second pistol, so you can just toss one.
That's a regular success.
Okay, so that's gonna be 11 points of damage. Far out. Nice.
Next shot is already a hard. Second bonus is a hard success. So
Okay.
that's another 9. Third shot. That's an extreme. 14.
Well done.
Yeah,
so go
so,
ahead and re-roll that damage because that will basically add. Just add 10 to that damage.
Is that on my thing? Did I do this properly?
That's right. So it's rolled a d10 plus 1, and it'll be add
yes.
10 for the extreme. Nicely done.
Well, it's rolled a 7, so that'll be 17.
Okay, so it was 17, 9,
11 and 9. So 27. Yeah.
It is.
No, hang on. 9 and 11 is 20.
Yeah,
And 17 is 37.
37.
Is that correct?
Far out. Once again, despite this thing's thick layer of armor and the gel and everything, you're able to just send a barrage of bullets that each find their mark, and the extremes just plunging straight through eyes, exploding the head from the back, and this one as well collapses down back into the goo, from which you can begin to see the bubbles emanating up from it. Another one immediately eviscerated as it plunges backwards, and we go across to Minnie's turn.
You'd be glad to know I can't do that a 3rd time yet.
Fairly bloody close. All right, Minnie, it's going to be yourself.
I'm going to try the handgun again.
Okay.
You got
I gotta
clear
hit at some
shot.
point.
So
I
now
gotta
this-
hit at some point.
This is the one that is engaged with Hubert, so it will just be 1 bonus dice. But yeah, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Yay!
Hell yeah.
Yay! It's hard.
How much damage is that? What are your numbers?
And it's going to be. Da, 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 da. That is gonna be damage 1d8. 1d8.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Between the 2 of us, over several rounds, you and I might be able to do the same amount of damage Ares does in a turn. Oh, nice.
Okay, nicely done. This one sort of sprawled across the ground and is just rising up to its full height. You're able to let off a crack, and it some of it is deflected across the armored skin, these thick scales, and ricochets across in the room. But it's enough that you definitely see it draw blood, which begins to pull down across its chest.
Finally.
But not enough to one-shot it. So we go across from here to Hubert, who is directly engaged with this creature.
Oh my. All right. Well, I don't think I have many other options. I am going to raise my walking stick and try and smash down into this thing. Although if I have time, I would like to yell, I think we need to get him out of the tubs or break the tubs or something, because I think those things are probably going to heal if we don't get them out of the tubs. Never fight someone in a bath.
Man. I don't know. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a fighting brawl check. And this thing is going to riposte you.
Absolutely. Coming right up. Here we go.
Nicely done,
I await your
James.
riposte.
I will riposte.
It can
God
succeed.
damn it. So what happens? You like swing down the cane towards it, and the tongue whips out, wraps around the staff several times, and then attempts to slice across your face, but not before you can deliver the wacky end right into its skull. So it's gonna be max damage. What do you normally roll for this?
I roll 1d8. It won't max my build.
Damage bonus.
So it's not staff isn't an impaling weapon, so it just deals a flat 8. So it's going to deal 8 plus 1d6, and the final value is going to be 9.
Not
still
bad,
pretty good.
though, still.
Crunch.
All right, yeah, you slam down onto this thing's head, and for a moment it sees stars, even though it's so far under the ground. It recoils backwards, but still standing, still functional. These things actually have, despite Carter's best efforts, these things actually have quite a lot of hit points. It's just, would appear otherwise. All right, that's your turn as you slam down towards it. Now it's going to be the creature's turn. So as it rises up, you've slammed across it, a bullet has glanced across its side. Its tail almost like stabilizes its rear feet as it rises to its full height, which barely fits inside the room. Like its shoulders brush against the ceiling. Its long tongue, now wrapped around your staff, suddenly tightens and then begins to coil along your arm as well. Hubert, it is going to try and attack you. Would you like to riposte or dodge?
Yeah, what's that thing you tried last time? Riposting? I'll give that a shot.
Seems neat.
Yeah. I'll give you... I want that to be a heart, I think.
6 points.
6 points. Let's do... bring me under my 30 value. You know what? I can take it. You're not going to get a success.
Mm-hmm.
Come at me.
It's just a success, James?
I'll give you a heart.
Okay.
Take 6 points of blood.
Okay, all right, I will. It is going to attempt to dung lash. And that's a failure. So its tongue wraps around, snakes across and tries to tighten. You can immediately see it's trying to break open your skin. And then there's a thick layer across all of it. It's sort of like a grayish sludge, some kind of venom or something, which is coating the entire thing. And your arm already begins to feel numb. As it snakes along, you begin to wrench your staff back and prepare for the second round. When suddenly one of its claws lashes out and slices out, you think that this thing does have 2 attacks. Would you like to riposte or dodge?
Well, can I deal damage to it first before?
Oh,
for
yes,
the
of
first
course.
attacks?
I'm sorry, James. Go ahead and roll your roll those big numbers.
Thank you very much. You can take another 8 damage.
You
first.
son of a gun. I don't want that.
Yeah, and then I will
Still
riposte
standing,
it again.
only barely.
Yep, I will riposte it again.
It's got a bit of buffer.
This
All right,
time
mate.
with a heart.
All right. Committed it hard. Yeah, rid of wave off the next number. Okay, it's gonna go ahead and attack. And failure again. This thing has, you can see as it gets its full weight behind the claws, they suddenly glint in the sort of the half light cast by some the fungal networks along the ceilings and things. And the long claws rake out, and just enough for you to catch it on the staff, twist the tongue free, and then let loose another blow. Go ahead and roll your damage, as this will also connect.
You merely adopted the bathhouse. I was born in it. Molded by it. Smack.
Oh my god, dude. That is enough to finish this one off. As it rakes across you, Hubert, what's your sweet ass finishing move, dude?
I think that I whack it a few times until it's sort of like a big floppy mess, then drag the walking stick into it, sort of scoop it up, and just slam it once against the wall.
Far out.
And then I'll you shall not pass. Resetting myself for the next attack sure to come my way.
Hell yeah. The thing is, it slammed back against the wall. You can hear it sort of back crack, and you're able to just break through that armor, raining down blow after blow. Minnie's gunshots are lancing into it as well, enough to lower this thing down towards the ground where it perishes. And unlike the other two suspended in the vats, you see no natural regrowth. It appears that it is tied to the vats rather than the creatures themselves. Now, it's going to go to Dr. Sam's turn. What would you like to do?
Not shoot if the threats have been eliminated. I'd be getting in there and seeing the tentacle wounds on Hubert.
Are you going to attempt to
If
give
any.
a little heal ski? I actually think you took no damage, right,
although
Hubert?
you didn't take any damage, yeah.
I have been healed as of my most recent instance of damage, which was falling from a large height.
Okay.
No, I'm currently undamaged.
Despite the creature's
Dr.
best
Sam
efforts.
Dr. Sam wouldn't know that from the back of the room, so he's going to get in there and see what damage the tentacles had done, and also maybe get a look at the little scaly hands.
Yeah, actually, you
that
know what?
Hubert
Like,
has.
can maybe Dr. Sam try and like heal that off me or something? It's still like early enough that he can sever the infection or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I get in there and you show it to me, I'll see what.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Yeah, I'll flag. I'm not really tied to either outcome on this. It's just a thought of something that could be cool.
no idea.
I'm fine for
I mean,
Dr. Sam
also-
comes in and says, "Are you hurt, Hubert?"
I've got this weird. I'll just kind of shove my hand into his chest.
Oh, not again.
Is this so? Is the crew? I think Hubert and Minnie are not. Oh no, so I believe Minnie is aware of Carter's condition. I think Hubert is actually the only one who isn't.
No, I'm the yeah. I've been struck. I'm hurt. Oh, it's
What the hell's
it's
happening?
terrible. I'm the most snake amongst us. Am I snake or person?
But Sam's
am I?
response was, "Oh no, not again!" And Hubert just did not register that at all.
I also didn't register it as a person. I thought he meant, oh, I'm hitting him in the chest again, or I've been injured again.
Sam, would you like to try and do something? This will take a little bit. I guess it's like getting out a scalpel and just start removing scales and things like that to get a real sense for it. This will take a beat.
That seems like a bad idea. I don't want to do it if it's going to injure him, but if I can get the sense that I'm quick enough, because I don't. Secretly, Dr. Sam doesn't have a huge problem with Ares' choice to go scaly, but Hubert wasn't given that choice, so I'm going to undo it if I can.
Okay.
If I can do it safely, if I'm quick enough, then that's what I'll try to do.
It will take a beat. Basically, it'll take more than just like a single round. But go ahead and give me a medicine roll as you begin to work on this. And Hubert, you sort of hold your hand aloft so Sam can study it and see what options can be taken.
I think that despite the kind of tough person I am that can beat to death a horrible big monster crawling out of a vat, I'm still a little squeamish about medical procedures on me. So I hold out my hand and kind of look away towards the terrible monster that I'm sure my colleagues are about to destroy with aplomb.
That's right. Sam, that is going to be a failure. At a quick look, this appears to be not just scales on the surface, but to have gone below. It does not seem easily removed. You also don't get much more information from that. Now, you could push this roll, as we're not really in combat at this period. The vats are still bubbling a little bit, but it doesn't seem, nothing's immediately plunging out of them. Would you like to push the roll? Would you like to luck the roll?
Pushing the roll. Pushing the roll is...
Pushing the roll is going to be jamming a knife under it and trying to really wrench that shit out. Yeah.
I'm not inclined to do that here.
Okay.
Maybe if we were somewhere safe, I'd have a go at it, but we're not somewhere safe right now.
Okay. Then with that in mind, then unable to see anything immediate, removing the scales appears like it would actually hurt Hubert rather than damage him. And he still has function in his hand, so probably decide that for the time being at least, this is the least of your problems, as elsewhere in one of the vats, you see one of the tendrils that's formed from this open skull and now reforming brain. Rather than remaking itself into a more traditional brain-like structure, it has branched open. You can see vines beginning to open up and sort of break the surface as they sense out towards the air, feeling for something more. You'll also spot that underneath the surface, at the very lowest levels, there are a number of cables where Matrix style, when Neo first awoke and there was a bunch of things plugged into him, things have snaked across mechanical instruments and inserted themselves into these creatures, where there is still very much motion happening underneath the surface. What would the four of you like to do?
Powering something.
Hubert, let me know if it starts hurting, but otherwise, I think we should be good to carry on.
Okay, this is going to make nail salons more expensive.
Get
With the
you
two
specialist.
the two vats that have things in them, I suggest that rather than reaching in and pulling them out, we just smash the
Break them.
vats.
If we can, yeah.
Yeah, we've got one
How?
still intact, so we can do research on the one that's there. Let's just break the fluid, but make sure I don't know, don't splash your feet. You don't want to end up with lizard feet. Do they have a name, the lizard's hooves?
Let's just destroy the bats.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Smith, I'm gonna reload my gun.
Oh yeah, I'll
they-
back up. Yeah, much better to do this.
No, as in like, feel free to. I was gonna say
Yeah,
smash
yeah.
them with your walking stick rather than using ammunition, but either or.
Following. Yep, no,
Yeah. Are they? I'm gonna kind of exchange a look with Dr. Sam. I wonder if we can disable all of them potentially at once, or just tip them over.
There does appear to be.
Well, I mean, if
they're-
they're cables coming from somewhere, maybe what's on the other
Yeah.
end of them?
Yeah, we do. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We
Might
do
be
know that what we were looking for, or at least what I was sent to look for, is supposedly deep underneath everything. The other thing, if we possibly can, we should bottle some of this. I mean, even if we can just research it into some kind of healing.
Super
Yeah.
That
Gatorade.
was
Yeah.
quietly thinking
They're
the
even
same
like
thing.
gators. It's true Gatorade.
Oh my god.
Gator.
I love it.
Gator.
Alternatively, healing grenades. You fill them up and they smash them somewhere. Anyway, sorry.
That's so cool.
Well, I imagine
want-
Dr. Sam has syringes that he can pull stuff
Yeah.
into, and yeah.
Look, I'll take a little sample for the later study, but I'm also getting in there to see if I can figure out where these cables come from. Do they go out of the room? I feel like I'm crawling under my desk for my keyboard.
I would
trying to follow that one
figure out
cable to
which
figure out where it's
USB cable is that I need to plug back in again.
I would ask, like, as we leave Hubert to smash a couple of vats and Minnie to do whatever Minnie is doing, Ares would like to sidle over to Sam while he's getting a sample out and go and ask, do you think I'm still recovering from our little experiment earlier? Do you think, and this seems to speed up some of that healing process, I'm tempted to have a look and see whether or not that would speed up some of that healing, but I'm concerned it might accelerate things. Do you have an idea what might happen?
Yeah, look, I don't. It's a risk. I think you're right. It could help you. But if it doesn't, then we're in a bit of a sticky situation right now under the volcano. If we were back home, back somewhere safe, I'd be more inclined to say, yeah, no worries, let's give it a go and see what happens. But we're not, so it's more kind of up to you to assess that risk.
How long was Hubert's hand in the vat?
I just dipped it in and it turned into a scale.
You were a little bit of a mad state. It was probably, there was a beat or two where you were like, what is this strange? It was,
No, I did nothing wrong. It was seconds. In fact, I didn't even touch it. I just hovered it over the steam.
I'll come to your house. It was a beat. It was like 20 seconds.
Is there a way to get any of this stuff out of the vat without, like, touching it?
If you want to empty
With
a
my
canteen.
syringe.
Yeah. Syringe will get a
Got
very
some
small
syringes.
portion. You could also.
Get a
this
small
is like pools of this. It's also very viscous.
Yeah, it's
so I
like
think
a
the syringe.
Syringe out into a bottle.
Yeah, but a syringe, unless you've got some
That's
like.
gonna take a long time.
Sam, unless you've got like a comically large gimmick syringe, it's like that big, right? Like you're going to be getting thimblefuls at a time. It's also very viscous, so it barely slurps up any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want some for experimental purposes anyway, I'll try and like fill up one of our canteens with a little bit of this stuff. What I would like to try is we'll fill the canteen up. I want to roll up one of my sleeves because I've got the scarring down to about the elbow point and just pour it over and see what happens just on my arm. And then make sure that I still have enough in the canteen to like study it later. I just want to see if like it needs to be a soaking or whether or not it does anything as Jim suggested, could we yeet healing grenades? Or does it need to be like, you need to, it needs to be the Wanted style, you have a nice warm spa and then you feel better.
Wanted is a very
wounds.
good reference. That's kind of bang on,
So I'll just say quickly, I'm going to be on the other side of the room smashing stuff, so I will yet still not see. So we can have a reveal moment.
That's kind of, I was like, I'll leave it up to you whether you notice now or not. But yeah, I'm not making a big song and dance about it.
Okay, so Hubert's having a little bit of a smash. Carter is going to fill up a canteen and then raising it up, like drape it along or pour it over.
Just like essentially pour it over the main part of my arm that's already been lacerated. I don't obviously is literally just going there like you would with a bottle of water to see what happens.
I'm with you.
And then making sure there's enough in the canteen for Sam to study it later if he so needs it.
Awesome. Sam and Minnie, what are the two of you like to be doing?
I'm going to follow the cables.
Okay, two of you are going to work towards that. Do you want to go ahead and... So what we're going to get is... Hubert, this is doable. It's just going to take you a beat or so. Yeah. As you begin to just wrench, plunge the stuff through the glass and smash it open. This stuff is liquid, but, it's quite thick, so it takes a while to sort of ooze down from it. And once it's open enough, you can then grab onto the reforming creatures and wrench them out. Each one was expertly assassinated by Carter. So the shots are one to the dome, two to the torso. But from them, you can see almost like flowers or tendrils of muscle where it's forming, or it's pushing itself out, removing the bullets to drop down into the goo, and then relatticing the wounds closed, not as they were. It's not gonna be a perfect seamless shape, but instead it sort of bulges out further, and you can see like a mound almost of muscle and skin. It's a little bit cooked. You can also notice that there are cables at the lowest levels which have connected into these things at their in their legs, and you can wrench those out as you do so. It looks as though the cables are pumping something into the creatures, but you'll be able to stop both of these from reviving, although it is apparent that this would have been a matter of time. This also brings to mind, Hubert, you remember the original reason you came here was because you'd seen the people that were petrified. If this can bring these creatures back from the dead...
Yes, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Oh, my insane insight turned out to be correct. Lo and behold that. I might go and realize that at some point. I know I'll be busy for a little bit, but I will go and suggest it to the others when a beat arrives.
Yeah, it's pretty critical to get these things out before they reform and attack you once more, but you will still have one of these tubs untarnished. Yeah. So you've still got some options. Now, Carter, as you pour the, take a little while to fill a canteen and pour the goop across your forearm, being careful not to touch it in the tub itself, it appears like there's something inside it. As you drop it over your arm, you can see there's a shimmer that at first you think is just light dancing, then you realize there is some movement inside it. It's a little bit like you've possibly at one point during one of your missions had tainted water where you can see microbes or stuff moving inside them. It's a little bit like that. This gel is not entirely static. There's something inside it. However, it is not enough for just pouring it over your arm to heal you in a numbers way. You know what I mean? You can see a little bit of maybe benefit, but it would need to be stabilized. You need to plunge it inside for a beat or so. That said, possibly within Sam's wheelhouse to study and, make it into something a bit more immediate, it's definitely worth grabbing a bottle of at the very least.
I realize you've described this in a very biological sense. My notes is gel has nanobots.
It kind of is, yeah. It's like, natural nanobots, I guess. Sam and Minnie, can I get you to make either... The biggest one will be electrical repair to really understand how it's working. One of you can roll this with a bonus dice. Spot hidden wise, I'm not going to need to roll. You can see that the cabling is it's knotted around each of these tubs. They appear to be independent. They never connect into one single server or anything, but they go back towards the wall, and then you get the impression that they are going down.
Okay.
No surprises there.
Yeah.
Given that this was an abandoned facility and some of the things that we've already seen are a little bit kind of hacked back together, I'm thinking of the console in particular in that first room. Is there anything here that indicates these have been kind of decommissioned and then put back together in a way that would be easy to re-decommission.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks as though these things were damaged. You can possibly even see the remains of like a fourth one that was partially cannibalized to get these other three up and running. Yeah, they've definitely had like ad hoc work to get them functional once more. You could with a, I mean, you can see the cables, you could sever those, and you're pretty sure that'll go a long way towards making these non-functional. Hubert also is taking the shortcut of smashing them up with his stick, which is also working pretty well.
Disabling them and maybe taking some of the cables so it can't be re-enabled.
Are you looking to disable the final one, which is currently functional? Because currently two are being smashed that had creatures in it, and Hubert's removing the creatures.
Well, no, if Ares is currently kind of collecting shit from it, we'll leave that
no,
one.
well,
we kind of
just
resync
collecting the
here.
goop.
It's up to the four of you.
We don't need the cables to get the goop out, do we?
Well,
Unless we think the cables are powering the goop. Cables powering the
I
goop,
think
Dave?
let's not touch the one that's
The
working.
cables seem to be doing something. They're plugging in.
Yeah, plugged into the creatures, not the goop.
And creatures are in the group and things. There's some connection there.
Let's not touch the last one. Let's just get those people in first.
Right.
Unless it's going to turn them into snakes. Oh, God, this is a big moral quandary.
We'll leave one of them.
Hang on.
one, and we'll see if we can find the other end.
Well, hold on. What people, Hubert?
The petrified people. The people from back before, the ones that were turned to stone.
The ones that are dead.
Look, the ones we left behind because we didn't have time to deal with it right now. Cable smashed. I mean, 2 out of 3. Cables cut.
Let's just,
smashed. I think we could keep going, hey?
I think
we'll
we're
have a
good.
discussion at the end.
Okay. If you think they're dead Ares, though, I'll trust you for it. I just, anything we can do.
It doesn't matter if the volcano goes up anyway.
True. Yeah,
They're going to. Yes. If we can stop the
Hubert, with your madness and your insight, you do not believe them to be dead. You are pretty sure that they are petrified, and in some way still somewhat aware and living.
Yeah, I think that Hubert is definitely believes that. I think that he's the kind of guy who would manipulate people by playing very foolish, and I guess if that's the way, so which is both honest and instinctual, if you know what I mean. He's not trying to, I don't know, gaslight people, but it's he probably just, he tends to get his way when he's sort of a bumbling kind of,
And I think that does work to the extent that Ares will sort of just like look and go, if we can stop whatever's happening here, and if we have time on our way back, we can attempt something, although please trust Sam on this. I would much rather we knew what we were doing and we didn't accidentally create something that was going to try and kill us.
Yeah, look, and you can trust me if I've got some time, but we don't have time right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
As everyone sort of prepares to move on and this conversation is held, I'm actually really curious, Sam, to hear what's going through your head. You've several times encountered people that have been wounded by the activities of certain persons, also just general like maladies throughout the world. I mean, you work with an aid organization, you've seen some pretty, horrible things, people wounded by, gunfire, disease, all manner of stuff. This gel in some way appears to have healing properties beyond modern medicine. It's incredibly advanced and appears to be possible to bring back the dead. Now, there's probably a level of like, it's clearly changing the people that are put inside it, but I wonder what Sam's thoughts are on that. Is this something that should be studied? Is this something that should be avoided?
Definitely studied at the very least. No reason to turn our back on it. If the only way to bring them back is to turn them into snake people, well, that's a conversation we can have later.
Yeah.
But the first step would definitely be studying it and understanding how it works.
Okay. So, you guys have a canteen of some of the gel. As you were moving along the ground with Minnie and mapping out the cables and trying to figure out a way, you are you built that flying machine. You have a bit of a knack for odd instruments. Do you want to put together a little bit of a diagram of perhaps how this was constructed?
Ooh,
maybe something that you could replicate in your own basement?
Definitely. I reckon I would have taken notes about those cables as we were smashing them apart and seeing what they were made of and trying to keep a handle on how they were plugged in.
Okay.
Because, if this stuff can help people, there's no reason to throw it away just because it was made by bad people.
Yeah. You can remove one full loop of the cabling that runs from the walls and into the tub. And you can also grab a couple of like the little like servos and bits and pieces. I am going to ask you to make an electrical repair roll to kind of see how comprehensive your understanding of it is and to make sure you have enough pieces that you might be able to study it later.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Yeah, unless you could stay here and just study it for a period. This is you kind of grabbing enough to do it on the go.
Yeah, no, this is, I did say we gotta go.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is there...
And skipping stuff up off the ground.
You can take a bonus dice if Minnie's happy to help you and if you're willing to share this with you, because the two of you were working on this.
Because I've got general just education and can probably just be like, oh, I've seen the diagram of something
Minnie,
like this.
you're actually very practiced at taking notes and understanding things. Like the two of you working together genuinely is kind of the dream team.
We can make a good diagram.
Yeah. Sorry, Art.
I was just going to ask, while you're specifying electrical, is any part of this mechanical? Like, is it a mixture of the two, or is it purely electronic?
No, it's a mixture of the two. There's mechanical elements, but they seem to be more functional, like moving the liquid, pumps, things like that. The whole thing also has an element of like straddling the line between biological and electrical. It's, weird science.
Cool. I'm just asking because I have mechanical repair, so would be able to assist if that was a part of it. But yeah.
Awesome.
So have I got a bonus die from me?
You do have a bonus dice. It is going to be electrical repair if you don't understand the more intricate elements of it. Or some sort of science skill would be your answer. Oh, well done, mate.
One last
Good
pitch very
work,
quickly.
pal.
One last pitch. I know your weird science talent is going to be perfect here, right? Always good to bring in a pulp talent. Just want to pitch. We try with the other one, the animal handling one, and we put the bird in one of the vats, and we get the lizard falcon
Super bird
as a different thing. It gets a bunch.
Oh, you mean a pterodactyl?
It's definitely
that's what it
unethical
is.
and also completely awesome.
I think that we're already in the weird science. Let's go.
Let's stick with weird science.
Do you have the weird science?
Yeah, does Sam
feature,
does Sam have weird science?
Look, it was weird science.
He might be about to.
Weird science was a talent which is like invent weird science gadgets, and I thought I wanted to like turn the whole pop talent into my flying machine because that felt like more than just a weird science gadget. So technically, my pop talent is the flying machine.
Yeah.
Well, you've also played with just the flying machine for a handful of sessions now. I feel like you start to be like, can I have a new toy?
I think you're a guy on the cutting edge. Okay, with a hard success, you are able to get
a hard success.
Actually, and working with Minnie, the two of you map out a diagram of how this functions and enough to like ground upping this whole thing, like going to Bunnings and buying hoses and things would take you a long time, but with a couple of pieces
finding a cheaper item and getting them to match it by 10%.
Yeah.
Does Bunnings exist outside Australia?
No, it does not. It's Home Depot would be the American
just
one.
for the Aussies.
So going to like a hardware store and picking up hose pipe and things will take you a long time to replace this, but by grabbing a few pieces of it, you get a big head start, enough that you might be able to replicate this with a little, a beat or two of downtime. You also, with a hard success, have a bit more of understanding how this works. Jackson, this is not just healing them. This is enhancing them to a significant degree. Anyone submerged in this tub for a period would not only be able to come back from the dead, they would also not insignificantly boost some of their characteristics at the penalty of lowering their appearance and becoming significantly more serpentine. So, someone like Hubert, suspended in this, were he willing to take the thing, would become yet larger, yet stronger.
Once again, just got to file that away for when we don't have a volcano about to explode. But thank you, Dave.
No worries, mate. That's something for you.
We could get Huberto to size 100.
It's very Bane. Like, you guys get yourself a thing that injects you, and you can like.
I've been doing the voice of the character that didn't have the big venom spike thing, but whatever. I can finally become Huge Bird. Anyway.
Yeah. Alternatively, you become the what would happen if they did Captain America to someone who was already swole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you have some notes, you have some samples. Do you want to now decommission the remaining tub, or do you want to leave it functional?
Let's make a move.
Okay,
Let's
so
make a move.
leave it as is.
Let's
Alright.
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's.
That way, if one of us gets shot down here, we can always just like dump them in or something.
gives you an option.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna throw us back to the.
One of us dies, we're coming back as a snake.
I'd rather be a lizard than dead.
Where would you all like to go from here? So moving back out into the main room, you can see that there is a doorway just directly to the south from you. However, it's blocked, and as soon as you attempt to open, you can see it's like collapsed rubble on the inside. It appears that there is nothing inside. It's been bashed. It then continues along. There is a hallway to the left where Sam is just peeking, and also to the right, and it looks like there's more doors. And there's also the back the way you came, where it looked like it descended down into the volcano. Where would
So
you like to
left
go?
Down into the volcano.
Left and right are both doors, and then back goes deeper.
Yeah, that's right.
Did we? I feel like, forgive me, Dave, but
Yes.
last session we did get an indication, kind of through Huberto's madness, that like the down would be the mechanical stuff that makes everything run, but the stuff that we're looking for, which is more like artifacts and information and what have you, is less likely to be lower down. Is that?
Yeah.
From-
So if you go down into the volcano, you got Huberto had the. I'm saying Huberto now.
Also,
Hubert-
for a reminder, it's Hubertia because we are in Scandinavia.
Ah,
yes,
We pointed
that's
that out
right,
last
that's right.
time. So we are.
Hubertier.
Huberto comes out when Hubertia goes mad.
Exactly.
Love
Yeah.
Hubertier. Got the impression that, going further down, it's probably more like what powers the facility, also more tied to the volcano and things. Yeah, it looks like on this level, there's a bunch of like, heinous experiments and things like that. You also heard and continue to be able to hear the that sort of like thrumming bass and then humming whistle of the Vormi. Somewhere around here, there are more of those creatures. You also once again are reminded that like you guys had a full-on like gunfight, and there's been no one's coming. Like.
Certainly not 40 flying ships.
No, that's right.
I wouldn't-
Oh, sorry.
Also, one
after
more,
you go.
just because this throughout the series, there have been a number. Just while you're like looking around, there'll be a shake of the facility and dust drops down from the ceiling. Like,
Yeah.
there is continuing that like mounting pressure of this whole place is kind of unstable and there's a volcano that's threatening to erupt.
Right,
and
well, I suppose-
all that nonsense. You guys are across it.
There's two things we can try and do. We can try and get further into the facility and stop whatever's going on, or try and mitigate to give ourselves a bit more time if the facility itself is what's causing the eruption. Although I suppose if we try and turn everything off, there's a risk we get stuck in here. And the other one is that we continue to reconnaissance this level, try and find out what exactly is in here, determine very quickly whether we care to look further or not. I would like to remind everyone we shouldn't get too distracted. A quick look in some rooms to work out what's in there and then move from there. But I am not an expert in geology, medicine, science. I'm good at shooting things, so I defer to those of you with an education in such matters to determine what our next course of action should be.
I'll also
I-
volcano down.
Yeah,
underground.
we could spend way too long studying this. We don't know how long we have. I'm with you, Carter.
We gotta
I
go
think-
down.
Yeah, I assumed that's what you were suggesting, but yeah.
There is also
I
a
was suggesting neither. I was suggesting whether we attempt to give ourselves more time, or if we mess up, there's a chance we'll make the whole facility explode immediately with us in it. Or do we want to spend the time we've got, unknown as it is, to get as much information as possible and then, for want of a better term, book it?
Let's
Because our brief
Information,
was just to get
artifacts.
information.
Well, there was the potential of us finding
Information
artifacts. There was a potential of us getting more information about the Serpent, the Pharaoh.
can't get many
Hubert
artifacts if the whole thing blows up.
Yes,
Yeah.
Hubert did also have his specific find canisters that were powering. I think it was a
I think they'd be
supercomputer.
downstairs.
I suspect that as well.
They'd be
but that-
downstairs. As much as I would love to just explore the facility and find out as much as I can and get all of the information I can, if we can stop this thing from blowing, I feel like the people who live here would probably appreciate that.
This might also, we got to remember, be our last chance without coming to some kinds of odds with Caduceus. So, yeah, let's get down. Let's try and stop this.
I mean, if we do everything Caduceus asks us to, we don't need to be at odds with them directly.
You're right. You're right.
The
But
better we do this job, the more likely they are to forgive past transgressions as silly mistakes, things that we were attempting to do to be helpful and well, we're just a little bit incompetent. That's all right. Well, it's not all right, but if they're going to think that instead of anything else...
Shooting us in the head.
Yes.
Downstairs.
Very well.
Downstairs.
I think it's worth finding out, at least downstairs, whether this is what is causing the acceleration in the eruption or not. And if it isn't, then we leave it alone.
Right stairs, left stairs.
Left stairs.
Does one? I
Let's
assume
go
one
up.
goes.
Right, go down.
Oh, right stairs.
Sorry,
then.
no,
Okay.
same correction. They both go down. The right-hand
So
one
I
is
thought-
going down much steeper though.
All right,
Because the wide line's the top of the stairs, the short
That's
line's
right.
the bottom of the stairs.
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to move your minis, folks.
I believe
go.
that we heard the kind of louder sound from the slightly wider right-hand set of
That's right.
stairs.
Let's go to the steeper ones to get us down first.
Okay.
All right. Marching order.
There is also one other alternative as a player that I would like to put out. We could split the party.
Oh,
A classic. I think Dr. Sam and Minnie should be on one team, and I think they should charge in.
Nah, we're not doing that again.
The
We're not splitting
only-
the party again.
the only better option would have been if, while those two were fighting, Carter and I got put up against, I don't know, like a third grade math problem. And we're going, oh!
Again, Carter is very smart. That's actually their
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah, sorry.
It'd be
You're
like-
right.
I may not be I'm not terribly educated, but my intelligence is 90.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Your guys' riddle
I'm
would be like, it'd be a
educated.
creature and just have a
Carter's
thing that
smart.
says, don't shoot this on it. And you'd be make
I
this
can
creature survive
read,
more than
Dave.
one round of combat.
My education is 50. I had an alright education. I'm smart as all shit.
All right, but Minnie
Smart
does
as all
have
get out.
90 power, so Hubert and Aries' challenge would be
Yeah.
like, talk about your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Do a wizard.
That would just
Yeah.
be, please talk about how you feel. I feel fine.
Meanwhile, I'm going for 60 minutes talking about something slightly tangential to how I feel.
Hamsters
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Mystery
so,
solved.
and brunch.
So as you begin to descend this like steep stone staircase down into the bowels of the volcano, every now and then there's a massive like shake and the walls quiver around you, dust filters down. This section is completely dark, and from deeper down, much deeper, you can hear a like pounding thud hammering of some huge engine that's running over and over. It does not appear to be running smoothly. Sam, would be your impression. This is not something that's like in its base. This is something that's like, you know, jerking and being shoved along and barely surviving, but it is continuing to run. It's also so loud that you can barely hear yourselves think, let alone your own footsteps. And as you get to the lower section, Carter, you at the front are able to see that this is a you know, circular room, smaller than the others you've been in so far. In the center, there is a huge, complex-looking machine with a number of, like, diodes and bottles and things plugged into it, cabling that runs around where it's drawing power from somewhere, you know, deep underground. And there are also two serpent persons that are moving around it, and you can see them actively tinkering with the machine. They will sort of like move up to it and slide something and move it around. They have like, you know, science wrench, which is the same as your normal wrench, but slightly more glowy, which they're using to attempt to work on the team. And you also occasionally will hear them barely underneath the hammering of the machine try to yell to one another in Narcal as they try and communicate. Because of how loud it is here, they do not immediately notice you.
I'm going to ready my
about to.
pistol and then look, like, kind of do a quick glance at everyone to see if they're all like, yes, kill everything in this room.
I'm also going to ready my handgun.
Okay.
Do I get a slight nod from everyone, or at least
Absolutely.
Is
I mean,
anyone
I
not
ready my
pro
handgun.
gun?
is anyone like looking like, hold on a second?
Sam taps his watch and shrugs.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess we're
places
killing
to
him.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool. I've reloaded. 3 shots. Let's go.
Back.
Hell
okay.
yeah.
I am going to. I actually don't think this even needs a roll. They're unaware of it, and you've fought similar things before between yourself and Minnie. Sam's also got a rifle. You guys can kind of level guns, and with a quick, you know, hail of gunfire, you can pretty swiftly take out the pair of them.
Nice. But it's a dead end.
there is this machine that's functioning. So you let out like there's the flurry of gunshots, and the two of them sort of whirl around. One gets taken in the chest twice and stumbles back against the machine and slinkers down. The other one tries to make a dash for you, but is taken out by a mini, sort of sweeps around the corner and is able to eliminate them.
Cupid just clocking it over the side of the head.
Mini plus somebody else, because I will fail several times.
As soon as these two things fall, if it's all right, I might spin around to Carter and say, You and I can head up the other staircase slowly while these two take a look at the machine, then catch up. Soft split the party. We start clearing ahead, stopping while these two look.
Yes, I don't think I'm going to be much help with this. Find out if they were trying to fix it or sabotage it, and I trust you two with the rest.
We'll have your report on the disc by 9.
I'll clap a hand against Sam's shoulder and say, remember, you can always turn it off and on again, and leave.
Okay.
Good advice. I'll take it.
So Sam and Minnie are going to stay here studying the machine and trying to figure out what they were doing, while Carter and Hubert double back, clamber up the stairs, legs burning, and head down that other tunnel. Is that right?
Yeah, okay. I would say nominally we probably, because we take it a little more cautious, I think, kind of militaristically. So can we nominally both try and stealth, I suppose?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the implication is we're not rushing because we know those two need some time, and we don't want to split ourselves up so much that we're very, very far apart. So, like, Hubert and I will take time to be cautious, knowing that we also want to give Minnie and Sam time to do their thing, and then hopefully join us not too long after.
And if could I take a penalty die on any initiative rolls that come up, Dave, in order to maybe get a bonus die on the stealth roll, with the idea that I'm staying like Carter is checking corners, coming around, then motioning for me to follow.
Staying the hell out of the way. Yeah, 100%. I like that. Okay. So with that in mind, Carter, if you can give me a stealth roll, and Hubert, actually, you're both taking time. I think you can both take a bonus dice on this, and Hubert, no penalty. I think this is just you guys are being very cautious and making your way through the facility.
Ooh, I clicked on Hubert's
3.
one. Is that all right? I technically clicked on Hubert's one, but I'm assuming, Okay,
so it's a stealth. Even with a bonus die, I've got low chance.
You are just moving through. The facility. Once you get away from the core,
they did just get an extreme.
Yes, and you are scouting ahead. I think, Hubert, with that in mind, then you kind of do need to just stay so far back that you're basically falling on. Carter clears the section and waves you forward, and then you come across. You're just not able to be directly next to one another. Okay, so as the two of you begin to make your way back up the corridor, and just as you get up to the higher section, Carter, you can hear one of the doors slide open from deeper down inside the facility. Actually, it'd be when you get to the corner. I'll just move you on the map. So like here-ish, you hear a door slide open from further down in the facility, and then that like bass and hum of the Vormi gets louder as marching along, and I'll go to the map so that our viewers can see as well. Down here, coming from this direction, and going in this direction, using the pings, there comes 2 serpent persons with like little strange, like mercury-colored, basically sci-fi guns in their hands, prodding along a row of 6 of the Vormi. Those are like boar-faced, trollish things, all of them with the collars snapped around their legs and being prodded forward as they make their way along the facility and going again in sort of this direction, being taken from somewhere over here. 2 of the serpent persons jamming them along.
Okay. I will note that those are there. I'll wait a beat to make sure that they have passed the corridor we're about to walk around, and then go, continuing up the stairs for the time being, noting that there is movement back in the way that we came, and there's a chance that there is perhaps where the Vormi are kept down there, should we need to create a rather large distraction.
Okay.
I'm sure yeeting something exciting into the middle of a bunch of Vormi would get them moving rather rapidly.
I reckon it might. Okay. From there, you dial back and begin to make your way down this other section, going lower into the earth. We'll step away to Dr. Sam and Minnie, who I will ask to make mechanical repair is probably the most sane. However, actually controlling this machine and using it is principally an operate heavy machinery role, which I don't know if either of you have any points in. You got one? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, the base.
Well, I mean, lacking that, mechanical repair it is. What is this thing? What does it do?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it doing now?
What's going on?
What were they trying to do?
Once they
How
fall...
is
Bonus
it
dice from
feeling?
me.
Yep, you can take that. As soon as they fall, you quickly get the impression that they must have been maintaining it rather than sabotaging it.
Oh,
Just because
no.
as soon as they fall, it begins to get a bit like and a bit jerkier.
Alright.
You also, again without roll, get the impression that this is there's a couple more shakes and wobbles running through the rock. There is some kind of connection between this and the volcano itself. I'll go ahead and make a mechanical repair roll with a bonus dice, and I would advise you don't fumble.
That's good advice. I'm going to take
Okay.
it. 21.
well done.
Do I need an extreme here, Dave?
Extreme will get you more information.
do it.
It's up to you.
I'm tempted. 6 points.
Okay. Nicely done. You're going to learn a little bit from this. One, this is not drawing power. This is not drawing power. This is generating power. This is basically a generator that is running off the geothermal activity throughout the volcano, and this is probably powering the entire facility. If this were sabotage, it would probably start shutting things down fairly quickly. Now, there might be, separate generators for individual places. They probably wouldn't have the whole thing running off one, but it also looks as though they've jury-rigged this to plug a lot more pieces into it, and it's kind of running overtime. Secondly, this has been manipulated. This has been, it was probably broken at one point and has been fixed, but it is now running a separate function where you can see there are a number of canisters inserted into it that appear to be pumping, not power or anything, but like that silvery fluid that is a little bit... It reminds you of what you saw in that the chamber with a number of petrified individuals. It appears to be pumping that somewhere. That same, rocky forming liquid running elsewhere in the facility. With an extreme, you could probably turn this off if you wanted to. You are also with an extreme aware that doing so would likely... This is probably more stabilizing than unstabilizing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turning this
that's
off
what I
would
thought I was
risk
thinking.
triggering...
So it's a power source at some point of some sort.
That's right.
Do we get the impression that extra things have been plugged into it?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
that's why it required maintenance.
That
That's
as well
how
as
those-
it's been slightly repurposed to have some auxiliary function now where where it is pumping this liquidy stuff along with it as well.
Pumping the liquid
get an
is the
idea of-
auxiliary function.
Do we get an idea of where it's pumping it?
It appears to be down into the grounds from here. There's no map or anything, unfortunately. You can't see much from it. It seems to be using the same power line, so if it's drawing, geothermal activity from the volcano, it's probably pumping down into the volcano.
Putting something back.
So we we're probably okay to shut off the auxiliary functions to keep the core thing going, because the core functions are what's keeping the volcano from blowing up and keeping the facility in one piece. I think that's a fairly safe assumption. We can shut off
Unless if
everything
it's
else.
pumping petrification material into the volcano to stop it exploding because it's turning everything back into rock. That would be...
That was my thought, was that if this is stuff that turns things into rock.
Yeah, is this auxiliary stuff the thing that's stabilizing the eruption, or is it the machine being turned on? And
How long?
Or if it stops drawing power, will it stop needing to replace what it's drawing?
With extreme Dave, how long have we got? Can we leave it going for a little while and then come back before anything blows up, or is it we got to shut something off now? We got to fix it to keep it going.
Yeah. It will probably stumble along for a little while. You don't think it's going to explode immediately?
Mark,
you wouldn't give it more than an hour.
give me an hour on the clock. Mark, just got to get back here in an hour.
Ting.
Yep.
Let's just get back here in an hour, see how it's doing with any more information we've got.
We do only have about 40 minutes of this episode left, so slightly under
exactly.
the hour.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes.
Exactly. Precisely. We've
Quick,
created
no
our
one
own
make any
cliffhanger.
jokes.
You love to see it.
Uh,
Maybe quite literally. Is there any way to go further down and see
not
what
from
it's...
here, not without something
Yeah.
to jackhammer through stone.
All right.
Yeah, it's dead end. So we got to find the next. We got to find the staircase to the next floor down. I hope
I
the
think
other
there is
two
another way
have
down.
had some
Yeah.
more luck. I wonder what they're doing now.
So the other two, you have begun to go down this second corridor. Once again, it's loud, but not as loud. There is machinery from this second area. And as you come around the corner here, you can see there is a large natural cavern with a number of complex looking machines, there'd be about 6 or so, that have all been placed on the ground and then cabled across from the wall where there's like thick power cables running them. You can see they're sort of like jerking and rotating around, and there's no sign of any serpent persons in here, but these 6 scattered devices right there are all running relatively smoothly, and they appear to be there's large sort of biological bags attached to them that are slowly swelling like ticks gorging on blood. So they're like inflating next to it, and across on one of the walls, you can see a few of them have been gathered up along the side. They are not huge. They'd be about this, I mean, they're large for ticks, but they're about that big, like basketball sized when they're fully inflated. A few of these are getting to the point where they are the same size as the ones against a wall. So it may be that they are about to pop, or it may be that there is about to be someone that comes here and attends to them. You can see though that this continues on from here. There is another passage further along, and you can see that it's recently been chiseled away. It looks like a lot of debris fell across the passage that continues, but it has been cleared and continues further on into the facility. You are far enough away now that, like, you probably want to regather with the others. Like, you're continuing along here, it doesn't necessarily they'll find you and stuff. You've traveled for like 10, 15 minutes more even.
Okay. I will quickly, if it's all right, I walk over to the devices and I crouch down and I give them a quick eye over with the confidence of someone who said I'm an expert tracker and then almost got everyone lost in the desert. Can I make an electrical repair check?
You can make electrical repair. You can roll a science skill if you've got one relevant. You could try...
Got the electrical repair. That's a... No.
I'll tell you what you do know. Something smells similar to the tubs. There's something in here that's
smells like the tubs.
Yeah.
Maybe these bags have something to...
Yeah.
They're not... like... This volcano isn't like a giant egg or something that they're drawing stuff out of, is it?
I mean, it's Call of Cthulhu, so probably.
And the volcano's been keeping it warm for thousands of years, and maybe it's been disturbed and now it's hatching.
Mr. Smith.
Yes, sorry.
Grab one of those sacks near the wall. We'll take it with us for Sam to have a look at later.
Oh, it's squishy. Oh.
It is.
You said they're only about that big, yeah? Like they're
but
only
it's like a big water balloon.
It's squishy.
Filled with like and you can smell the same thing as what that gel was in. It's also where it's sealed, it's basically like a puckered belly button that has like knotted itself back around. If you squeeze it, a little bit of like, you know, lime green ooze comes out the other end. So you're trying not to squish it, but you're also trying to hold it. So it's just it's unpleasant. It's awful.
This is like one of those freaking YouTube slime videos.
It is.
Could we empty what's in here, or like get a bit out into like another one of our canteens or containers so that we have it in a slightly more...
We've got these. I'm big. I'll take 2. We'll have a spare.
Sure.
Okay. What flavor is it?
Do you want to drink it, Hubert? Do you put some in your mouth?
No.
Boo. Put the strange slime in your mouth. It'll be good for you.
That's my job.
Yeah, I already ate a bunch of strange slime at the last brunch we had.
My job as player will quite often have characters to be like, I want to lick it.
I put that in my mouth.
Aries, unfortunately, is not an I want to lick it character, so I apologize in advance. Delightful. Yeah, we'll head back and reconvene with the others, pass on the information about this place, and also pass on the information about the fact that there were Vormi and Serpent people back the way that we came.
You all reconvene in a corridor near the door that leads into that petrification chamber.
And we discuss what we found, and then we carry on.
Yeah,
Pass it on.
As we're sort of catching each other up, I would like to very quickly, it does occur to me that I have a testing finger now. I assume I can't make this worse, right? If I just dip the same part in.
It's like a poor assumption, but go on.
Also, it's already changed. It's not going to change further.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, if I cut it slightly, just cut it and dip it there. Can we see if it's
We
healing?
don't have a lot of time.
I'm sorry,
We've just been
I'm just
given
curious. Okay, yeah, let's.
We've got
I
about an hour.
If we can get this
just
out.
do it. Just do it.
And
It's the quickest way to do it.
Hubert, you will have now heard about the canisters.
Yes.
Do they resemble the description that he was given? Because specifically they said there was some kind of power source, not some kind of petrification material, which I wouldn't put it past Caduceus to lie to us, but they are slightly different things.
Yeah, seems like a different thing. You were also given the direction that they believe it to be attached to some sort of like control room, which that doesn't really feel. You think you're looking for something else, yeah. They're also the canisters that were plugged into the geothermal thing were smaller. You were expecting something about hard to do it in camera, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go because Dr. Sam appears to be the first doctor who cares about wasting time.
Two directions. We can go towards where the Vormi came, or we can go towards where they took them.
Or you can continue along through the way that you just went through with all the tick bags that continues.
Oh, is there another end to that cavern?
Yeah.
There was a way. I suspect what we're looking for is going to be in the form, like we're not looking for natural caverns. We're looking for like research spaces.
Yeah. Let's keep looking for.
My
some
instinct is go back to the actual formal part of the facility, but who knows?
Constructed corridor, constructed staircase is going to be the quickest way down.
I mean, it's also like, do we want to go towards places where we know that things are that we're going to have to like avoid, or do we want to go to the place that does not appear to have anyone currently in it? That's the other question: is do we want to get into more like altercations / stealth missions, or do we want to try and like skirt around a potentially less
I think we
populated
have
area?
a look at
fastest way down.
let's just be looking for the fastest way down. We haven't found any other ways down yet.
Actually, so you said cables, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Were they where were the cables going from those machines? Were they going further like down the corridor kind of direction, or were they going towards the generator?
Which machines? The ones
The
in the
tick machines.
Yeah.
You said there were thick electrical cables. Were they sort of like in the direction of the generator that we already know about, or were they going in a different direction?
Generator. It looks. I mean, they were like plugged into the wall functionally, but it looks like they were drawing power from the generator. Yeah.
Essentially, I was like, was it the wall near the generator or a different wall?
Wall near the generator.
Great, cool, yeah. So that passageway might be for whomever comes and checks the thing. Whether we're looking, we weren't told to find biological stuff. We were specifically told to find artifacts, and those snake individuals were holding strange devices that might be helpful, assuming they don't kill us with them.
Although in general, I mean, your sort of like macro objective is just understand what the hell they're doing and stop it.
That's very true. All right.
Yeah, any specifics.
Well, back down to the formal parts. Given that they just moved from an area to another area, I suspect the place they moved from will be abandoned and/or have only Vormi in it. Mm-hmm. They are still relatively terrifying if they get worried, but I don't know. What do we think? I'm a little...
Left the way they took them, right the way they came from.
Right the way they came from.
Right the way they came from.
Okay.
I will lead the way.
Maybe they've got them laboring lower in the facility, and
I will look to Minnie. Do you want to take point on this one, or shall I?
I'm quieter. I'll take point.
Very good. I'll be behind.
Actually, I think we should go left. I'm so sorry. The Vormi want to go. They're kind of running around. No, fuck it.
The Vormi were being escorted. They
it.
weren't traveling freely. They were being jabbed along at
So
guns.
the Serpent people want to go this way, and we care more about what the Serpent people are doing.
That's true. So we probably should follow the Serpent people.
Okay.
But
okay.
Let's just. Yep. Agree.
Let's pick a direction, because the longer we spend talking about it, the longer it'll take anyway.
Volcano explodes. Okay.
Cuban makes a good point. We are here to find out what the Serpent people are doing. Let's go and find out what the Serpent people are doing.
Okay. You travel along towards the left, and there's no immediate sign of where the Serpent person has taken the Vormi. It looks as though they've continued on from here. You immediately find...
We turn left, or we go west?
west. You go west.
Because we would technically be turning right.
You're going down. Yeah, good call. You go west. You travel along the ground. Again, sections here where it's sort of dark and some has the fungal network that lights it up. You quickly find yet another collapsed section. And then, so just throwing across to the mappy, just slow your roll a little bit. Just down here, there is... so you're going to find two things quickly. One, this corridor continues up towards the north. Also, there's more facility going further up. To the south... as soon as you come around the corner, you see, wouldn't go any further down there, you see 4 serpent persons, all gathered around here, like in this section here, armed with those sort of like pistols, little like, space age weapons, and they look to be crouched and waiting for something. I'm going to immediately need you to make a stealth roll as you come around that corner.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Would you like to luck that? Or push it?
I think I'd like to push it.
Okay. Pushing is going to be scurrying forward and towards them because you get there, you're frozen for a moment and you need to dart forward. There'll be like a small section where you can, jam in here or something, but you need to basically scurry towards them so you are moving into their range rather than out of it.
Cool.
All right, go
Works
ahead and roll
for me.
that once more.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. It's enough. You're able to dart forward and hide out of the way. They appear to be monitoring this region, and you can see a large set of doors in the southern side. This looks to be the main entrance and exit in and out. It also looks fairly well guarded, and you can see the large doors do not look easy to open. This is not not an easy way in or out, but it appears to be the main exit.
So this looks like it's in and out of the facility from the outside.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of make eye contact with everybody else and kind of just do we've gone the wrong way. This isn't where we want to go.
Additionally, directly to the south here, you guys have actually gone around this is a room here. There is a door with large those opening hatches and a hand print on the right that can be used to open and close it looks like.
Where's the door? Here next to me?
That's right. No, just under Hubert and Sam. This is a room.
Okay.
Right
this
there.
little square box.
And given that that's very close to where these individuals are, I feel like we might want to come back for that because there is what looks to be another.
We found an exit.
We did, which is good enough. We know where it is. Let's move in the opposite direction of these and see if we can find anything. I'd rather know where our corridors lead before we start sticking our heads into rooms.
Moving
overall layout.
Everyone who goes around this corner is going to need to give me a stealth roll to actually get past.
Right.
Oh, heck you.
Are we going to go back the other way?
But sorry, if you go.
Oh, we could. Yes, we could actually loop entirely around. So we want to go through the machine room and loop all the way back around to avoid these completely.
It looks like there's a number of doors above you, and then it presumably continues on.
Because can't we go back north and?
That is going to take us a little bit of extra time. Is the only thing.
Yeah,
we don't have a lot of time.
Well, we don't know that what we want is down that way. Is the only thing.
That's very true.
One more thing, Minnie. They are talking a little bit. So maybe as they're waiting stuff. Could you actually give me a narcal roll? Just because you do get close enough, you do kind of scramble forward. Yeah. Could you give me a narcal roll?
One day these will work.
22 points
close.
luck.
You got 2
I'm
luck.
gonna luck it.
2
I'm gonna
points
luck
of
it.
luck.
I want to know what they're chatting about.
Okay.
Or 14 points for a heart.
You'll get it. You'll get it with a regular enough to understand the gist of it. One of them says, that sort of hissing tongue. One of them warns the other that the sleeper is waking faster than projected, and the other one hisses for them to be quiet, holds the gun closer, and then looks around and conspiratorially says, "This is foolish. We should activate the self-destruct now and flee. Damn what she says." And the other one says, "We have orders. Hold your ground for now. They'll be back soon."
We might have just found out the frickin' Inner Knight has a leader. Oh,
Yeah, and it was the lady that we saw on that screen. I
Lady
think.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Dude.
So they're guiding the way in and out of the facility.
Mm-hmm.
The corridor goes around beside them,
That's right.
but there is that path to the north that we haven't explored at all yet.
That's right.
I think we.
And there's a number of doors.
I think we
in
go
and out
back
of-
that way, like go north.
Okay, so but that is going to be stealth rolls for everyone to get around that corner and basically just scurry up without being noticed.
Otherwise, we really need to search. I think we might need to split. Why don't we get the 2 stealthy and the 2 not? We can go back the other way. We don't think there's anyone that way. I mean, Sam can run that way. You 2 sneak up.
Right.
And that's a
Let's do
fighter
it.
on each team and a gun on each team. So if you hear gunshots, run towards the sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
If anyone
I'm genuinely
dies,
surprised.
put 'em in
I
the
am
pit.
very surprised these 4 didn't hear any of the gunshots from earlier.
They almost must have heard things.
But
They seem to be
that's
on
probably why
alert. They
they're
seem to be
crouched
keeping an eye
ready.
out, but they're holding this point. They haven't gone
Yeah.
searching for you.
Right.
Because they've got orders from somebody very scary, it seems.
I have one last thing to mention. It probably won't make sense since not everyone can see the map currently, but you see where we are. We've got
Okay.
danger on one side and danger on the other. Reverse pincer. Anyway, let's go.
Reverse pencil, let's go.
It finally
Is that
came
what the
in.
reverse pincer means? Because you've been saying it. It's been a campaign
No.
meme, and I actually never understood what it means. Is that what it means?
Just instead of like pincer maneuver, both people coming in, it's a reverse pincer where you both leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get in the middle of them and
It's
they go,
running
"Yeah."
away.
Put yourself in the middle of the enemies. They've got us surrounded,
And then-
those poor
Yeah.
bastards.
Put yourself in the middle of the enemy and then split your forces.
Yeah.
Nice.
Push them out. Don't draw them in. Yeah, all right, perfect. Minnie and I shall loop around. The other 2 shall loop back. And
Going back to the
hopefully
tip
we
room.
don't.
Okay. Minnie, you've already succeeded at stealth roll. Carter, I'll ask you to make one as you come around the corner. It's going to be a straight roll for this one. As the other 2 head back and up north towards the strange tick.
Apologies, there's... Ooh, I did a thing. There's cat hair in my mouse, which means it suddenly doesn't work.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sam. I figured we'd be heading this way, just further towards the like the other pathway this way.
Or a big loop around.
Yeah, like check the other rooms here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we haven't seen.
Yep, fair enough.
We're also. It means that we're less far from the others.
Go a quick sticky beak? Why not?
Yeah.
Nicely done, Carter.
Just quick glance.
I'll keep us here until Dad puts focus to us, so we don't accidentally see
That will
anything.
be enough. So the 2 of you quietly scurry around the side, and it's like half light. It's enough to dart up, and you'll be able to travel up to the north and then round this corner here.
Well, that looks like lava.
It is. What you also see is that along the side, there's a number of doorways here, and here to other rooms. However, stopping to like open one might draw attention. Like there should be a sound, whereas you kind of like you guys dart along, get into the darkness, then turn around the corner. So
that the corridor ends. Like there's the dog leg out to the lava bit, and then that just ends after that. Like
yes, that's right.
there's
That's
nothing.
So there's three rooms to the right, and then dog legs around. There's this lava thing. As soon as you get here, you see that there is activity here. So there are 2 of these serpent persons with the weapons raised, and they are monitoring as 6 of the Vormi are basically like lifting large stones and constructing a bridge across the magma. It looks as though it's been here for some, but it's been badly damaged, and they are reinforcing it as they haul stones, place them into the section. It looks as though it's enough that people could cross it, but not reliably. It looks like they're stabilizing this section, and then it continues up beyond, and there's yet another secured door, which would stop passage easily from going further up. There's no real way to skirt past these. You'd have to confront them in order to continue along. What are the 2 of you plan on doing?
I am also going to whisper to Carter what I overheard. Because if somebody dies, I don't want that to go to the grave.
Yeah.
I'm going to whisper that there is a sleeper who is waking faster than expected. And obviously, they're in here somewhere.
They're in here. Are you sure they're not?
must be.
Where?
The sleeper is waking faster than expected. Everybody the snake people, they want to hit self-destruct and leave, but they've got orders not to. I
wonder whether they're referring to something a little bit bigger than just what's going on in this facility. I wonder if they're talking about, the Inanite creature himself, as in plans of...
Possibly, but there's also a chance that it might be here in the volcano. The volcano has something to do with it. But it doesn't really matter what it is. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. I suspect that this cave links up to that other pathway that we saw in the mechanical area. So I don't know that we want to go head on into these. We could have a look in the rooms as we go back through, see if we can find anything while we're nice and quiet. And then if we don't, then loop back around to see if we can approach this from the rear rather than the front.
I think this might be. I think this is the important part. This is the dangerous part. It's probably the important part. I think we should probably try and loop around first.
All right. So, the alternative is I try and take them out.
I don't really want to hurt the Vumi, but
I wasn't suggesting taking them out, just the serpents, but
just the masters. Maybe yes. Maybe that's quicker.
And how many of them are there? Sorry.
2 serpent persons, 6
so we can see. 2. Oh, we can take 2.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to take 2 if I'm lucky.
And
I'm not
the fellows by the door
convinced
must have
Vumi
heard us before, and they didn't move. So
I mean, the other 2 are. I did say if you hear gunshots, all right? If you think it's worth taking these 2 out and trying to get across here.
I think it is.
Do you think you can...
This is worth the trouble.
How do you feel about giving that talking to the servants again vibe?
I
know it didn't work so well the last time.
After we killed the masters.
Oh, yes. Certainly that. All right. On the count of 3.
Yes, and I do get, because of my stealth, they haven't noticed us, so I do get the pulp trait of if Unseen makes 2 surprise attacks before discovery.
Oh, hell yeah. So you can just go, let out a little flurry. Let's proceed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so creep around the corner and getting an eye on them. These 2 serpent peoples are moving amongst the Vormi, so it's going to be hard to get a beeline on them. So it's going to be with a penalty dice. But because
can we take a moment to aim?
Yeah, because the 2 of you are hidden and have a moment to aim, you'll cancel that out. So it's going to be a straight roll. We are going to go to dexterity though, because basically as you move to act, they might get a chance to swirl around and take it. So both of you roll dexterity checks with a bonus dice for rolling initiative, and Minnie, you'll be able to get off a pair of attacks. Cardi will be able to get off 1 before this kicks off. So go ahead and roll your dexies.
We do get bonuses.
Yes, for ready
nice.
firearms. Yes, you both have bonus dice.
I'll still
where
fail
does
you
that
by
bring
1.
you? Minnie's.
I mean, you could spend a point of luck and at least be a success. It's only a point of luck.
Yeah.
Carter,
I'm currently
are you
in a
an
hard.
extreme or a hard?
I think you're an extreme, Aries.
You're an
I am an extreme. Yeah, extreme success.
Hell yeah.
Success, I'll lock that. 1 point of luck, I'm still above my 30, so.
Okay, so that brings you to a success. I'm going to roll for my friends. Schwang. Nah. Okay.
Alrighty.
They're going to be quick sticks.
Okay.
However, you are going to be able to get your attacks off first anyway. So, as you come around the corner, you can see them. They're scattered amongst the Vormi. These ones are armed, and with between the shifting half light and everything, it's a little bit hard to get your shots off. So these are going to be straight rolls for your attacks. Minnie, you can make 2. You can fan the hair if you want, so you can turn this into a little scattering, or you can just fire.
Yay. Just fire.
Okay.
Because they're both successes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
6 and 6.
Okay, firing with both at the same target.
Yeah.
Okay, nicely done. That is exactly enough. With 2 shots, the armor, catches some of it and reflects it as this one spins around and raises its strange gun to point towards you. Begin to see something glowing from the other side, and then both gunshots hit it. It recoils backwards. However, from further down the facility where the guards were that you went past, you will hear a cry out in Narcal as things begin to shift from there as well. Carter, what would you like to do? So 1's taken out immediately.
Well, I'll take shots at the other one then. Because...
Go ahead and make your attacky.
Lovely. These aren't. We're not close enough for point blank. I assume my point blank 16 yards.
No, not here.
Oh.
Further along up the bridge.
All right. Hard success. 11. Success 9. I assume that's already over its maximum for death.
They're already dead. So, Minnie suddenly, crouching out of the shadows, there's a couple of cracks, and one of them is taken out, and then Carter, following swiftly behind, will also shoot and eliminate the other. Now, these gunshots are going to alert the other creatures, and Dr. Sammy Hubert, where you have begun to turn and travel down the corridor, you are a little bit out of the way, but you will hear gunshots. Do you intend to keep going, or do you whirl around and race back?
By this point, have they revealed any more of the corridor?
Did we get a chance to see anything?
Yep. You'll continue along a little bit. So,
we did stop to have a little chat, and
we could turn the reverse pincer into an actual pincer.
So you guys will have begun to travel up, and let me throw across to our mappy. Whoops.
We're miles away, Dave.
In another hemisphere, mate. You can see there is a door here, which leads up into another room, and then it does continue on. There's a couple of collapsed sections around this area, but you'll quickly see that this corridor continues up and along and makes another dog leg, and then goes deeper into the facility. Seems to be heading in pretty certainly an eastern direction. You can open this door here. Or you can continue on. This will be about when you hear the gunshots when you're heading this direction, as they basically just crept along.
We got to go back. People are injured. We can't let people fight by themselves.
I like it. I think it worked out really well.
Yep.
Okay, so you're turning around and racing back? You're not opening the door and not investigating further?
I am. I mean,
Dave really wants us to open this door. We can have a quick look.
Sam, you're also not necessarily a combatant. I could run. You could have a quick look.
You could have a quick
just to know, just so we haven't wasted the whole trip.
Okay.
Just a sneaky peeky.
All right, so you're gonna open the door, spots. So what will happen is, Sam, as you go up to attempt to interact with the handprint and the door to open it, it does not respond to your palm, and the door will not open.
Oh, I've got the little robot snake finger. That could work, but I'm already running back in the other direction.
Oh no!
But now you know that we need a snake hand. We can just take one.
How much of a hand do you need?
Hang on.
How much? Are we talking like a whole handprint, or just like a finger would do it?
Well, the thing is that the only person who's attempted to open doors in this facility is me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
And I was able to, whether or not it's locked to a specific person, we don't know. But I have been able to open two, whether they were locked or not. I don't know whether that would that just pinged in my head.
Hubert brute forced, I believe.
We can do both.
And I definitely. Oh yeah, there was. Then
Hubert brute force the one with the hot tubs in it.
Hubert brute force the one into the facility, but I've opened two to get us out, and then
All right, I got some ideas. Step one, I've just looked at my token and remembered I have a bird, and birds are the closest living relatives of reptiles. Will Lancet's claw open the door?
No.
You just picture Sam standing in the front,
All right.
Step two. Looks up and just jams its leg into it. There's no response, unfortunately. No, sorry.
Step two.
It's a good thought.
Aries got a canteen of the goop, but I got a syringe.
Yep.
Nice.
What are you doing with that?
keep in mind that we only saw the submersion. You have no idea what that's going to do to you if you put it in yourself. That being said, we had a nice chat about the potential benefits of weird snake medicine, so I'm just gonna...
This is a syringe of the goop or of the tick
of the
bags?
Goop.
It's the goop. Okay.
The goop.
We also, if we can just get the others with a quick fight, we can just get back here.
Yep, no, forget about it.
Okay, you're racing back?
Let it be known, for dramatic purpose, Sam looked in his bag, saw the syringe, looked at the door, looked at the syringe, and then turned around and went back down the corridor following Hubert.
Okay, all right. So, noted.
But now we know.
I will get both of you to make dexterity rolls to join the initiative. It's going to be straight rolls for the two of you. And you are also going to be a round away of hoofing it as you scramble towards them. Okay, it's a failure for Sham.
It sure is, but you don't have to tell everyone, Dave. It's a bit of a breach of privacy there.
Well done, Hubert, mate. You fucking champion.
Hubert is like it's like he's been bowled down a bowling alley.
he's juggernauting it.
Bowled down the corridor.
What if Hubert collides with the guards who are coming up and literally just juggernauts them into a wall?
Right.
That was basically your surprise. The two of you immediately eliminated the two. The Vormi, as the guns go off, panic, drop everything they're doing, and like move away from the basically flowing magma. They're on either side of the bridge, but they move away from it just instinctually at first, and will not act just yet. At the top, Hubert, you are racing, so for your turn, it's basically gonna be you hoofing it, and you will just begin to round that corner. If you are just straight charging, that is going to move you into, they might target you as well as you basically charge forward for the full round, unless you're trying to be sneaky or intentionally hanging back.
No, I'm trying to get there as quickly as possible.
Please get a luck roll to see if he just collides with one of them at least. Just bang.
Yeah, Hubert, go ahead.
He got an extreme dexterity.
You did roll around.
He is barreling down here.
Make a luck roll,
the timing is
Hubert.
right. He could shoulder barge somebody into a wall and basically
Actually, don't roll it yet.
them.
Sorry, don't. Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
You're right. It's all good,
Okay.
all good. I was going to time it as it's on their turn in case they come around the corner to slam into the wall as you come barraging. Not just yet. You're going to be running around the corner.
Haste.
With great haste. So first is going to be so Hubert, you're racing. Carter, it's you. What would you like to do?
We've eliminated the threat from the magma tunnel for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to express my disinterest in hurting the Vormi by turning around.
Yep.
And going back to the corner where I can see down the corridor. Hopefully I can see our good friend Hubert, or if not, I can hear the good man.
Not just yet. No, you won't see him come, because as you like look around the corner, there's like a bunch of certain people racing at you with guns raised and things. They kind of demand the attention.
Oh, they're raising. Okay, great.
Oh yeah, they're coming to shoot you.
Good. We love guns raised because that tells us exactly what we're doing.
Oh,
Will you be able to fire?
pretty
Will you be
explosive.
able to fire at them? Because if you can't
That's-
fire,
You can use your gun.
Sure, I was about to say you could reload. Otherwise, if you can't fire this round, but
Well, I only used 2 shots to kill the other one. I didn't use all 3, so I've got
yeah,
3 more and then 1 in the chamber if I need a quick pop, you know. So yes, I will wheel around and take 3 shots at the oncoming serpent persons.
Hell yeah, get their ass.
I'll have to see it.
Roll gun. They not
I
within,
assume.
not within
Love it.
point blank, so it's gonna be just straight rolls for these ones as they come barreling towards you. And pew, pew.
First shot.
FYI,
2 damage.
I can't see the tokens of the map, Dave. Just letting you know. So if that's a problem.
Oh, I haven't put.
Sounds
Sorry,
like a you
I've not
problem.
put their tokens down. I've trained
Well, you
myself.
know we're gonna kill them too quick.
Yeah, that's right.
Second shot success with
Can
5.
actually, for the sake of everyone's sanity.
Third shot success. So that is 11 on the 3 shots.
Okay.
Rolled relatively low for all of
Yeah,
those.
that for once is not going to eliminate it. It's going a fair chunk of damage. I'll move my little, just add it on the map now. You should be able to begin to see those now as whoever has vision. So Carter comes around the corner and can see them. Sorry, what is your, so it was 5, 4, and
2. So 11.
okay, all right, noted. 3 shots. They, similar to you, are lightly armored through their scales, which is enough for them to survive the first barrage. Although the one at the front is wounded, is just shot after shot, pins through the scales and begins to draw blood from beneath, but not enough to finish them off. So that is going to be your turn. Up next is
Success from Minnie.
Minnie. It's going to be you. What would you like to do?
I am going to lower my gun, smile at the Vormi, and start heading across to the other side, knowing that
Okay.
Carter is covering me.
All right, awesome. So if you want to move yourself across there, as you move
I'm
across.
small, I'm light,
I am going to
not as
ask you to
small and
make
light as Sam, but
I am going to
stealthy.
ask you. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity roll as you navigate the bridge.
I'm not good at dexterity. Can it not be like, I don't know, stealth as a light step? No.
It's going to be dexterity for making your way across this
I am 100% falling into the magma.
little slip.
Yes, I fumbled that.
Shit.
I'm 100% falling.
What?
Oh my god.
No.
No.
No. That's bad.
That's
Yeah, that's
not
bad.
good.
Okay.
Excuse me? What?
When do you think could be the worst possible time to make to fumble a roll?
So,
it might be this.
As Carter, as you come around the corner, you open, you whip the gun out and fire the remaining 3 shots, and the gun clicks dry. The Serpent people continue to charge, but one of them badly wounded and staggering back, when suddenly you hear a scream from Minnie, who has slipped along one of the sides, dropped down, just barely caught onto the edge, so you are hanging from it, but one of your boots slides along the magma and is immediately melted to your foot. Go ahead, you are going to take 2d10 of damage as your leg is plunged into the molten rock.
Holy shit.
This could kill me.
Oh.
Hey, and guess what time it is, guys?
Oh
It's
my!
11:54.
You said literal cliffhanger. Why did you say literal cliffhanger?
Okay, not too bad.
Poor damage.
Your boot is molten instantly, and you're figuring out again, and you are also holding onto the edge as you try and pull yourself back up, but you're slipping. Additionally, one of the Vormi begins to move towards you, and you can see them looking around at one another, and then it begins to move along to the rock, and you are not sure if this thing is about to help you or if it's about to jam down on your fingers and send you plummeting into the magma below.
What's their gossip network like? Have they heard about me?
Unlikely at this point.
Oh my god.
Okay. That is Sam is going to be rushing around on this side, and at this point, the Serpent people are going to act. So Hubert, you come around the corner, so they're going to be aware of you. 2 are going to fire at Carter, and 2 are going to fire at Hubert. As these ones continue forward. Okay, so to Carter.
Hello, yes, hi.
Can I just move myself out into here, Dave, so I can see them all? It's just a foot further.
That's
Thank you.
totally fun. Let me just get what weapons they have. Uno momento. Oh, hell yeah. As the first one lets out a shot, there's a roar of fire that emerges from the point of the weapon, and then it lances across the corridor like just a gout of flame. It's sweet as hell.
And I said I sort of like swung around the corner of the corridor. Can I just yeet myself back into the corridor where we were, like around to give essentially dodging for cover, and the cover is that, like 100%. Getting out of their eye line.
So it's going to be the dodge, so you'll forgo your turn by throwing yourself around the corner. However, rather than just imposing a penalty dice, this will give you total cover. So you'll just get yourself completely out of the way. Go ahead and give me a dodge roll.
Pretty good. My dodge is rude.
Far out. Okay.
What would that be? Is that 26? I'm assuming I can't push this because it's combat.
No, unfortunately. You could luck it, though. That's going to be
yes, I'm going to give you 26 points of luck to dodge both of these attacks for sure, because they do not look like fun.
Okay.
Yes, so 26 points of luck to get a success.
All right, nice. That is just enough to throw yourself around the corner as the gout of flame swallows. Basically, just it erupts down the corridor, lands as the other side, of scorching the facility as you throw yourself down on the ground and free of it. They're both. So that's gonna be you taken out. So the others are going to turn to Hubert. And give him a little bit of gun. Hubert, you also have the opportunity to attempt your dex. However, you would be throwing yourself into this room directly to the south if you attempt to get out of the way.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and throw myself that way.
Okay. All right. They're going to use guns then. So the first one is going to attack you. That's going to be a failure. As fire erupts down. So if you had hair on your head, it'd be burnt, but you don't, so you're fine. And then the second one will attack. Okay,
come on.
that is going to be 6 damage as flames envelop you along the side, and for a moment it's just the black silhouette of Hubert in the center before they fade away. How are you looking?
I am looking pissed and coming at him with a stick.
Hell yes. Okay, and final one is going to attack you, and that is going to be a failure as gouts of flame erupt down the facility, and you suddenly emerge amongst them. Sam, you're able to continue racing, so you now emerge in the sheen, and we go back to the top. Carter. Sorry, the top is Hubert, actually.
Oh, and Carter just...
Sorry,
yeah.
do you want to clarify something, Alex?
No, I was just happy. I got to the extreme if I come up.
Going to be. It is going to be.
I mean, we're both on extreme.
You can go
I think
first
you're
if you
on
want.
hard, Carter. I have
Nope,
you on hard.
I'm on an extreme.
No, extreme.
I was on
I will move you
The
up.
bonus dice
was-
extremed it.
No, I was for dexterity. I was just got a 14 under 16, I believe, was what I got. I think.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Well,
Sam?
in that case, Carter, your action will be getting yourself back up.
Yes.
And re-entering.
Yeah, which is
so
fine.
that's you solved. Jackson?
Any chance I heard Minnie scream from all the way down here?
Make a
I
listen
It was a
roll.
very loud scream. That would have been the loudest scream possible.
Probably would have been, oh god damn it, I'm in fire. Do make a listen
Yeah.
roll for me though. I think just because also there's something like, the eruption of
It's
flame.
got fire,
Hubert yells his
yeah.
battle cry. You're
It's
in
the
a fire.
classic. It's the classic Minecraft. Because you're currently burning.
Yeah.
There's a lot going
I
on.
don't. You
There's a lot
might
going
hear
on.
it, but it's not enough to separate from. You don't know the severity, unfortunately, until she yells something like on your turn. Minnie, you can yell. You can bellow something direct. At the
I'm
moment,
probably
you
just
don't
going to keep screaming. I'm on fire.
know. Yeah, and that sucks.
My leg.
I don't know why I'm trying to justify this. I'm inclined to, while I'm running and taking my turn running, take the syringe that I just had in my hand, hook it onto the bird's foot,
Yeah.
and say, go find, just in case anyone needs this. Send Lancet down the corridor ahead of me to drop the syringe at anyone who needs
It's
it.
not. I don't think this is intravenous. I think this is like a bath.
I'll also say if
It's
the
gonna
bird,
do
if the bird goes
something.
flying down the fire tunnel, the bird goes, I get
yeah.
fired. It's kind of like just eruptions of flame.
Jake,
Whatever.
you can't fire the bird. It doesn't have a job. It's a bird.
I will
okay,
cook that bird like a delicious rotisserie chicken.
You're right. No, and I don't know the severity of the scream. I would like to hook the syringe onto Lancet's foot regardless, but not send him down the corridor.
Okay,
yet,
all right.
As I'm running.
Noted. The bird has the syringe. Okay, hell yeah. Hubert, it's your turn. There's 4 of these dudes.
Yep. Carter has gotten back to their feet. I'm going to try and get in the middle of these two, so ideally I'm like engaged with them.
Yep.
And then I'm going to start walloping. Since they're
If you
holding
want to,
these
you can,
guns,
they kind of all charge forward. You can be engaged with all of them.
I will do that. Yeah, let's get in the middle of this
Yeah,
bunch
get
of people.
amongst it.
I don't know if the fact that they're holding ranged weapons is going to make any difference
They
here.
have they're like weird pistols. They're gonna try and just riposte and smack you.
Yep, understood. Let's get whacking. I'm going to.
You are good with maneuvers, yeah?
Yeah, but maneuvers don't do a ton of damage.
That's fair. I was
Yeah.
really hoping you could grab one by its tail and just noodle whip it.
One of them is-
group whip.
One of them is really wounded from Carter's attack. You can. I'll tell you what, Jim. If you're willing to take a penalty dice, you can try and whack one in. Like it has 1 hit point yet. I'm happy to let you splash damage that if you beat it by a level. So you can target another,
Sure.
or you can play safe and just target that one. And
No,
take it.
I'll try. I'll go for the splash damage. I try and hit the one next to it. Here
Okay.
we go. So penalty die,
It's gonna-
or do
it's
you want to
gonna
just make it
riposte.
hard?
I think it would be a penalty dice realistically. So it's up to you
Alright.
if you want to take that.
Penalty die. Let's do it.
Okay.
No, fail. All right, I can't.
You can't go with that. All right. Do you want to luck that?
I don't have luck to it.
Okay. All right. Is going to.
Wait, yes, I do. Wait, no.
21 points.
21 points. I have 21 points. Yeah, let's do
That's
it.
a big.
What? It's going to bring
It's
on
gonna
the 30.
riposte you,
ain't it?
I'm already under 30.
Oh, well then go for it.
Holy shit.
Wait, no, but that means you can't get back up to 30 next session.
Oh, I possibly can. Well, if there's a next session. At this stage, we really need to hit these freaking things.
Not a bad call.
Also, like, it's riposting, so it
It's
does need a
riposting
hard.
me.
It needs a
Yeah.
hard.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Believe in the heart of the dice.
Okay, it's spent, Jim.
Yeah, it's spent.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you swing the stick, and it will.
Fucking hell.
Shit, man.
Mother.
You swing the stick towards it, and it there's another the gout of the pistol, and then its claws lash out. It's going to be 3 damage, reduced by 1 to 2, as it rakes across your chest. And unfortunately, what I will say though, you did hit it. The other one was on 1 health. You can knock that one out. It's enough to send it sprawling. So 1 is removed. You did get that
Alright.
success, but the other one will take no damage and will be
No
able
damage,
to
gotcha.
get your ass.
Alright.
Okay.
3 damage reduced by 1. Yep, got it.
That is Hubert. We go now to Minnie. Minnie, can you please give me a climb roll to try and clamber up?
Yeah. Love to. What the fuck?
You try and pull yourself up, straining against it. Your legs
You got
scramble. And you are going to take
Oh my
another
God.
D10
I'm
of
gonna
damage.
have to. I have to.
You have to luck that.
This one's only a
I have to-
D10,
no,
not 2D10, because you kind of got yourself on the and you're just trying
No,
to.
you don't understand, Dave. I've got 10 hit points.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I gotta luck this.
All right, go
It's
ahead.
13 points of luck.
It takes me under 30, but like,
All right, so that is
you
a
know,
success.
yeah.
All right. So you are able to you like scramble at first, and then you're able to like hook your arms in, and then strain against everything. You get yourself up on your torso and pull yourself onto this thin bridge crossing the. Crossing the ledge, and at this point you see one of the Vormi moving along it, looking at you sort of inquisitively at first, and then it reaches down and picks up one of the rocks
Oh
and
my
begins
God.
to hoist it over its head. Can you is there any way you can try and communicate peace to this thing before it clobbers you?
Not in Narcal. I'm not doing that again.
Do you remember the command word that got shouted at them from
They
before?
do have
I'm not
the,
speaking
they do
knuckle
have
again
the
at all to
collars
them.
on.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna indicate to the thing around its neck and just look sad. Just be like,
Okay. All right.
that sucks, dude. Like,
This thing is pretty alien, so trying to
Yeah.
get across to it and gesture into the neck. Give me I think it's gonna be a charm roll, and you'll need a hard success.
Oh my God.
You
Quick,
gesture what
fall
you
asleep.
you
I
gesture
quit.
towards the collar. It like
done with these
grits the
things.
second mouth at its throat, lets out like a bellow, and it slams the rock down towards you. These things are not
I mean, I
particularly.
climbed up.
Yeah, you are not at risk of falling in anymore. It's just trying to hit you with it.
Yeah.
These things are not super combat capable. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
well.
your fail. You're able to scramble away, but these things, it slams down towards you, and the other ones seem to be taking this initiative as a chance to escape, overwhelm their captors, something, and they are all going to begin to let out this like whooping hoot from the second house, and they go for weapons as well. They will be entering the initiative. That was Minnie. It is going to be the
Doing
serpent
good, doing
persons. And then, so serpent peoples. Let's have a little bit of fire.
If they're going to shoot at me, Dave, I happen to have these nearby. Let's get serious.
Hell yeah, dude.
I also assume that with the gouts of flame, they risk hitting each other.
Oh yeah, they're going for melee at this point because they're fully engaged with you. All three are going to attack you, Hubert.
Oh, great. Really struggling to see my my screen. I repulsed the first one, I think. I might have made a
I've
fast talk
clicked
check.
something.
Did I succeed?
That you did succeed.
Great.
Third person narrative of rolling. The first one's going to go, so it's going to try and slice at you, so I'll roll for him. That is a failure, so you are going to succeed. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It can take a solid that much.
Holy shit, dude, that's 9 damage. All right, nicely done. That one is badly wounded. Not dead, but, he's hating it. The second one's going to attack you. You will now have a penalty dice.
I repulsed with a penalty dice.
Go ahead. That was 9 damage, right?
Yep, I fail on that one.
Okay. I'm going to roll for a little bit of a smack. Yeah. Okay, that is going to be 3 damage once more, reduced to 2 by your heavy armor.
Ow. Taken.
Okay, as it slashes across you, and with this one now grabbing you and hauling you in, the final one unhinges its mouth and goes to bite your shoulder. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
I still take penalties on dodge, so I may as well try and riposte. I mean,
Okay.
I've got,
Go for
All
it.
right, here
Oh,
we
you
go.
have 2 penalty dice at this point. Oh,
Extreme.
Still a
60
success.
still a success. Still a success, so success.
okay, nicely done. This one wants to eat you. Yeah.
Aha,
and that
don't
is a
open your
failure.
mouth near me.
You can go ahead and roll your damage. Just slam this one back as well.
I am the man who eats. I whack it.
Dude,
8 damage.
nice. Okay,
Not bad.
that's another big shot. These ones are both. They really overestimated old Huberto Hubertson, is that what we got to?
Hubertia.
Hubertia. As one slices it, one fails to attack, and you get the club into it. The other one lashes, and the final one goes to bite you. You just like uppercut its jaw and send its teeth back into itself. Dr. Sam, it's gonna be your turn.
Already? Oh, dearie me.
As you come around the corner, you see basically a brawl has erupted right at this corner, and Hubert's in the middle of all of it.
What are my odds of just scooching right by?
I'll probably ask for like a dodge roll just to do a little shimmy, do a little shake.
Ooh, any penalties for failure?
You just can't get past.
All right.
If you fumble, I'll have a bit of a smack.
Good thing I didn't fail.
I personally would appreciate a push. I just personally.
Push.
Do you want to push this? We're in combat, but I think this is great because I'm gonna whack you.
Well, I mean, if it makes any difference, Sam, you are currently our tank. So,
True, it is combat though.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to talk. They're not going to listen to reason, are they? They're in a fight.
So one thing, just because you do have like the weird side thing and you were looking at it, yada yada yada.
Dude.
So as this fight's going down, Hubert, how bad are you looking?
I'm not great,
Okay.
but I have taken a lot of damage, but I have a lot of health. I have 16 hit points.
Okay.
So
You're not on the ropes just
great.
yet.
Yeah.
Sam, you could attempt to inject him with the syringe you're carrying, and
don't
hope
I
that
know
gives.
it.
And you don't really know exactly what it will do. But
We got more.
alternatively, Hubert has 2 of those tick sacks hanging from his belt. You know that they are something because actually, have you shared that they smelt similar to the
yeah, I
chamber?
would have shared everything.
That one's probably a bit of a stretch, actually, knowing if you can do anything with those. You could try and inject with a syringe and get in there and just give him a bit of a jab. Basically a first aid check in combat.
It could
Make him
also turn me
huge
into a
bit.
snake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can just, get your gun out or something, up to you.
No, if there's anything I learned from the last session, when you got a rifle skill of 35, you're actually not bound to eventually hit something anything.
They're also going to have a
eventually.
penalty dice for
At
this
all.
because Hubert's
Yeah.
amongst it.
That's it. Is there a chance? I think I'm gonna have to give Hubert some kind of experimental treatment
Hell
with the
yes,
dual
dude.
aim of helping him feel better and freaking out the serpent people to get him to back off, being like, hey, hi, I'm the new master of this technology. Pleased to meet you, but you're in my house now, so you might want to reconsider your position. Maybe I don't even need to inject Hubert. Maybe I can do something with the bits and pieces I have to make it to put on a show.
I'll say quickly, Sam, I'm pretty sure that if you inject me with that, I'm turning into a snake. Enthusiastic consent either way. You can turn me into a snake.
Oh.
You can not turn me into a snake. Go wild.
There is a
love
chance that it will just kill you
Yeah.
because it would be like injecting any kind of like
Get it in your tongue.
Like if you aloe vera on a burn is great. Aloe vera injected into your flesh is not.
I disagree. Based on my limited...
You can just squirt it onto him.
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
appeared to be. You kind of need to you needed to be
gotta
in
soak.
it for a while. The injection
but here's
might
the thing.
work.
Injection, there are different kinds of injection. You can inject into the muscle, you can inject into a vein, or
Put it in
you
his
can
eye.
just be subtle enough to inject it just straight into the skin, and so it doesn't get lower than skin. And injecting into the skin would be the same as immersing it for a long period of time.
I
And
would
so as
request
Hubert swings the
straight
in the
into the
middle of
throat.
the thing, you're like,
So if Hubert just holds perfectly still and I
Hold
get a
still.
good look, plenty of light, nice steady hand, flat surface, I'd be able
So
to
what
do
you're saying
it.
is we know what happens on a fumble.
yeah.
Straight into my throat, into whatever the artery is
Get
there.
it
I didn't
up, yeah.
study the body. What
That
the
is a
big one?
jugular.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a
What
jugular.
would you like to do, Sam?
Right, I think I'm going to try for an intimidate roll.
Okay.
I'm going to stride in there. Well, not intimidate roll. A medicine roll with the purpose of intimidate, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm getting my cables out. I'm getting my syringe out. I'm getting out the
To
bits
what
and pieces I've
effect?
taken from the machinery.
Just do the thing.
I'm gonna stride up to the tick dangling from Hubert's belt. I'm just gonna like put on an air of a mad doctor who's utterly crazy, but knows what he's doing with all of this stuff and could like release some kind of toxin that's gonna kill serpent people, but not us, or like it's a bit of a bluff. I'll admit that, but it's not fast talk. It's like I've got all this medical equipment that I found in here. I could mess you up. The combination of this syringe,
Jackson, I'm on your side, and I'm not buying this.
And this thing dangling from my friend's belt.
I tell you what, I think it's gonna be an intimidation roll. I'm happy to buy it as much as I can. It's gonna be an intimidation roll.
If you fumble, I decided to try to kill me, which is 50% true.
Honestly, it's not a bad idea, but I don't got anything else. What's the harm it can do?
Well, that's the show, guys. We'll see you next week.
Well, hang on. Wouldn't a fumble just mean that they are all now like gonna target Sam?
Otherwise, can I get can I get scared, swing around, and turn and accidentally hit into the syringe? Unprepared.
Well, Sam doesn't have a syringe.
I'm just gonna do the coolest thing I can think of because I wanted to do it anyway. And Jim, I know you'll be all right with it. So. Yeah. As Sam goes to intimidate them, he grabs some of the, the pieces. You're basically going like, I'm a mad scientist. I could do something with this technology. As you hold one of the tick bags aloft, you grab the cabling. This is all like during a fight. You grab it, you jam the cabling in, you draw their attention, and you are going to inject Hubert.
It's
yes.
Jim.
Yes.
You will immediately.
Just because it is just Lancet did have the syringe.
This is the tick bags.
Oh, this is the thick cabling.
And as this happens, Hubert, and this is what we're going to resolve on. This is where we're going to end it because the fight is going to continue. As this happens, there is a bubbling from somewhere under one of Hubert's arms, and suddenly muscle erupts from it, swelling larger. Hubert, you immediately gain 4d10 size.
No.
2d10 strength, and you lose 2d10 int and 4d10 appearance. You may make a constitution roll to attempt to halve this.
Halve the positives and the negatives?
You get bonuses to constitution rolls. This is amazing.
I gotta say, finally, I'll be bigger than Canning.
You will be massive.
Do we want me to roll it now, or do we want me to roll at the top of next session?
Yeah, let's.
I want you to roll it now. I want to know how big you're getting.
Let's do it. Let's just do it now.
You gotta con to see if you have everything.
If you want to. If you can also just embrace it and ride the wave.
Chat says now. Chat says now.
Okay.
But do you want to attempt to resist it?
Resisting or riding the wave?
This is. I would say 2d10 is still a lot because that's halved. So I would say con roll it because you've got bonuses to con. Because I'm pretty sure if you hit 0 on anything, you die.
I can't hit 0 on any of these.
The biggest hit is the appearance one, and that's not lethal. It's just sort of monster. You'll wear a cool hat.
I don't think we want you to be monstrous with Caduceus at our backs. Is the other thing.
All right, Ares is the.
Make it big. Make it big.
Principally, it's up to you.
It's up to you, Jim.
We can just put a mask on you, and we can just say Hubert dipped.
Okay, but the thing is, this isn't even in character. Like this is.
Hubert feels this happening. What would Hubert do?
Yeah.
Would he attempt to resist it?
I think Hubert would seize up and attempt to resist anything. I'm being honest.
I agree.
I'll hit with con check.
Hubert's.
And you take a bonus dice on this.
Hard success. Bonus. That'll bring it to extreme.
I tell you what, Jim. With an extreme, you can halve the penalties and keep the bonuses.
There we go. I love it. All right. So rolling it, team. Okay.
So what's the?
We're gonna take. First, let's take the penalties. Let's start with the hit to intelligence. Is going to be 2d10.
2d10. So just do 1d10. Just do 1d10. Just do 1d10.
Oh, 1d10.
No, is it 2d10 halved? Because the math works out differently.
Okay. Up to you. Dealer's choice. Which one's better for him,
I'll do
Jackson?
2d10 halved.
2d10 halved.
Okay.
All right. Roll 2d10 halved. Boom, 4.
2
Okay, that's right.
points.
So
Nice, dude. That's definitely the harshest one too.
Yeah, that was the
good.
one I was a little worried about.
There's
So good.
4d10 to appearance.
And Hubert,
Is
what
that
this
right?
is, that's right. Hubert, what this is kind of like lizard brain. Like it's just a little bit more animalistic, rather than, cultured human.
Huberts. All right.
All right, 4d10.
20, so
Okay.
it's going to be a 10 for appearance.
That's not-
Which it's not crazy,
bad.
and it brings me down to 40, which
Okay,
is I think
that's- And what it is, it will be like your muscle, like you have like an odd form now. Like it's not uniform. This is kind of.
You look like someone who has taken slightly too many steroids.
Yeah.
just a few.
You're no longer
Well,
Natty Hubert.
Oh, my natty card. Oh, bro. Shit. All right.
juicing,
I'll just
dude?
claim I'm natty. All right. So, what's my bonuses?
4d10 size.
And wasn't the 2d10 strength?
Strength? Let's start with
Let's do
strength.
the strength
because it's
first.
Littler.
Yeah.
Roll 2d10.
Come on, big
15 strength.
That's a big number. Well done. Well, what does that bring you
95,
to?
Up to 95 strength. And size.
Hell yes,
with
dude.
40.
Big numbers, big numbers,
I'm
big numbers.
going up to.
Not
I'm
bad.
going up to 109 size.
Congratulations, Jim. You are bigger than Canning.
Yeah!
Also, I think that's bigger than like the human maximum
It
as
is,
well.
that's
It's
over.
bigger
You
than
are-
the
you
human
are-
maximum.
You are officially.
I don't have my freaking. I just took it down, but I have for writing scenarios. I have like a cheat sheet for build. Yeah, if anyone has the build, I'll get it. I can just get the
yeah, you
book
might
up.
be close. Canning is size 95, so
Actually,
you get it.
It should do your builds automatically when you change the sheet should do it for you.
Yeah, you're still
roll
build
20. Thank you. All right.
still
No,
more
well,
interested.
Interested
must
in
be
your
close,
damage
though.
bonus.
That also gets calculated.
that's factored by build. So
Nicely done.
that's
Okay.
all right.
I will say, so as we resolve this session here with Minnie just crawling out of the fire and then being clobbered by one of the Vormi, Carter scrambling to her feet and snapping in another clip in the magazine, and Sam, the
I
mad
have a question, Dave.
Yeah.
Just because you gotta ask. This is mad.
Yeah.
Does this affect Hubert's sanity?
Yes.
at all?
And that is the part. So
insane.
as Sam plugs in the serum and sees Hubert swell in size as huge muscles erupt from the corners, his shoulders double and he begins to loom above the room. Hubert, even if you succeed the sanity roll, it is a point. So you are indefinite. Hubert, and I think for the sake of everything, we're just going to give you red mist because I think it has to be in this
has to
setting.
be.
Hubert holds the cane aloft and prepares to destroy the serpent people.
Can I one last thing then,
Yeah.
if I may? Sorry to hold this in. If I'm going red mist, I go massive. I will say that I must have set my build manually or something because my build is now 3. I've just double checked. So I will raise the cane. I'll snap it in half as a great thing, and then I'll start whacking people with 2 sticks. Here we
Holy
go.
shit! What is your bonus damage now? From is that
my
2d6?
So 2d6.
Far
on
out,
every
dude.
punch.
You are a monster, quite
Yeah.
literally. All right.
That's
And,
also gonna change your maximum hit points.
My hit
size.
points.
Will
yeah.
it affect max?
Yeah, my hit points will have gone up, as will my my maneuver bonus. So I'm
gotta
now
do the math scene.
considered equal to that thing, which means that if someone is build 2, to be clear, build
They
2,
cannot wrestle you.
they can't wrestle me.
Oh, sorry. No, they're build 1. They can't.
No, build 2. I'm 2
Build
sizes
2.
above them at build 2. because I'm considered
Only if
build
if you're aggressively maneuvering.
Yeah,
I think.
they do an
Anyway.
penalty.
4. Yes.
All the
Join
same.
us next week for math.
Hell yes. All right, that is where we will leave this session, and we will pick up this still fairly dangerous combat as 6 of the Vormi are nearby Minnie, and there's a nice magma pit they might look to chuck her in, and there's a rest of the facility, which is only a little bit exploding. Thank you all for playing, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you same time, same place. Catch you soon.
Thanks, Phil.